Let rescue efforts overshadow rescue operations. An American rescue team pulled an infant and her mother from the rubble.
Fox's Ashley Strohmeyer. There are heat advisories and heat warnings in much of the Midwest today, and those high temperatures will move east. It could hit 100 or more in Washington, New York City later this week after a deadly heat wave in Europe.
Over the last week, heat records have been broken across Europe. Germany experiencing its hottest day ever for the third day in a row, 107 degrees. World Health Organization Chief Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus says more than 1,300 excess deaths have been recorded since June 21st.
Jonathan Savage. America's listening to Fox News.
We wouldn't be celebrating America 250 if it wasn't for a strong foundation set by the framers. Hamilton built America's financial foundation on sound money, later embodied by the gold standard. But we abandoned that discipline in 1971 and have seen inflation erode the dollar's value. What's the foundation of your saving? Is it gold or something that can be devalued? Hi, it's Dr. Ron Paul, and I encourage you to speak with my friends at Birch Gold Group about diversifying an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold. Learn more by requesting a free info kit on gold IRAs. Just text the word SHELTER to the number 989898. Let Birch Gold help you build your foundation with gold. Text the word SHELTER to the number 989898. Text SHELTER to 989898.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Subaru of Gwinnett. You'll love the difference. The Morning Extra, only on Extra 106.3.
Morning, y'all. Tug and Los until 10 here on Extra 106.3. We are grateful for you that you're up early with us. Good morning, Front Office Los.
Good morning, Tug Howard.
Welcome
Good morning,
back, buddy.
Clean Bryce. Yeah, it's been a fun one. The whirlwind continues. So we're on another flight. As I'm burning all the vacation days, so just know that after this week is over with, as we get through July 4th holiday, and hopefully you've got a great weekend lined out, then I'm here all the way until the end of the year. So all the days are almost gone. I think I have like a day or two left.
I know.
But it's been good. It's been good.
I remember those days well. And we'll probably burn some as soon as fall baseball season starts. So
I expect you to be gone during that period, and so it's just what it is.
Yeah, man, chasing them youngins, seeing them play ball. But wow, it sounds like y'all kick some tail down in Orlando.
Well, first off, thank you for being so supportive with this stuff. I know we've been talking about June, like when June comes along, it's just not going to be here, and I know we have to schedule everything, and it's crazy. But yeah, 162 teams went down to AAU Nationals, the little team that can, and by the time that we got to 9-0, we start kind of dreaming. Like, hey, okay, this might work out.
This is a possibility.
And we get through the next match, and I'm texting Tug. I'm like, we're into the gold medal round, and so it's 16 teams left. And by the time we got through a crazy quarterfinals match, now we're rolling, and now we got to the finals. And we played a team out of Arizona, and quite simply, they were just better than us.
Yeah.
They finished 14-0. We finished 13-1.
Yeah.
But the girls ended up taking second place nationally in their division out of the 162 teams. Got on the stage, got all the awards, got all the medals, and so it was a good run. We were planning on being back Saturday night. Unfortunately, with the weather issues in Orlando, we didn't get back till Sunday morning. So we turn right back around this afternoon and fly out again.
Good Lord,
to Indianapolis for the last tournament of the year.
Are the girls... Are they super excited about this one coming off of something where they've been so successful? Like, dude, we did it here. We can go there and win it.
I think it's the confidence because it's another big tournament. And so we came in ranked 11th out of 162. So we knew we were going to have a pretty good shot at it. This next one, we're ranked 67th. And so we're looking around going, who messed up this?
Okay, good.
Okay, y'all going to find out.
Good.
Y'all are going to find out.
Right.
So we cranked this thing up again Tuesday, and the joke amongst all the parents was, see you in 24 hours.
That's right.
Basically what it turned into.
Absolutely, man.
So, yeah, we'll be on a flight and landing in Indianapolis and doing the thing for another few days through the weekend until we'll fly back actually on July 4th or July 5th.
Is it AAUs that, because I remember, I think it was last year, you showed me the video, and it was like this huge stage presentation. It looked like freaking Olympics.
It was just as massive this time around.
Yeah.
And it's hard you're disappointed. You're disappointed in losing a final.
Sure.
At the same time, when you get up on that stage and you're seeing the girls and all the pomp and circumstance, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all did something pretty big.
Yeah, you did something pretty big.
Pretty big.
Cool.
And to have even all the parents that are talking to each other about how special this has been because of the girls buying in and selling out for one another and working so hard for one another. Just great group of parents, great group of friends. And so it's like you say, some of y'all's lifelong friends now came all through ball. I get it. It's going to be the same thing.
Every one of them that we hang out to this day, every family we hang out with is all related through sports. And I'm sure, there's other people that it's band and theater and cheerleader or whatever it is.
Sure, whatever it is, whatever level of competition.
Yeah, that's right.
We actually had it, this time it was the dance competition at the same time as our volleyballs in Orlando. So it was funny to see the 7-year-old girls all dressed in the same gear, all with way too much makeup on. But that's part of the whole dance scene. And then here's all the 6-foot girls in their sweats walking around like, so that's the life y'all live? And they're looking at us going, "Ooh, is that the life y'all live?"
I wonder if they stink when they're done playing.
They gotta stink. Mama, look at them. They're all sweaty and nasty looking.
Yeah, I know, right.
Her hair's all messed up. You're like, yeah, that's what it was.
In country music, that comparison is Ella Langley and Megan Maroney. Megan Maroney's like the Barbie doll singer. Ella Langley's the rough around the edges girl next door, but super beautiful. It's so funny because that's what that reminds me of. Yeah, that's what that reminds me of.
It's what it looks like. And so
I love it.
Yeah, I'm just and for our coaches and everything else, they had never gotten to that point. In fact, they were asking us. They're like, "Hey, so are we going to get like a medal?" I was like, "Yeah, we've guaranteed ourselves third." Like, "Did we get the banner?" Like, "Yeah."
That's awesome.
Like, we get on the stage? Like, "Yeah." And they're kind of like, "Cool."
We've never done this.
So it was a lot of fun.
You coaching them through the coaches through it.
It's been a year of first for a lot of things with that club.
It's too much winning.
That's right. That's what it's been. That's what it's been. So we'll get it cranked up again tomorrow morning.
Dude, that's great. So Jacob turned 22. Pardon me, on Friday.
Yes.
And, it was laid back. He worked all day because he worked the Buck and Kincaid Classic, which we learned that our friend John Kincaid is coming home. So cool.
What an awesome story. In fact, I got the press release from Bryce, and at first I thought he was messing with me. Because for those of you that you listen to this radio program, we are part of Dickey Broadcasting, and when we went through COVID, there was all sorts of changes that need to be made. And one of the people that got caught up in it was one of the guys that really put us on the map, and that was John Kincaid. And he ended up moving back to Philadelphia, and his daughter was at Temple. She graduated in like 3 years. She's brilliant.
Yeah, and she got a big job right out of college in Utah.
Yeah, right out in Utah. And so because of his health challenges, he beat cancer for a third time after he left here.
Unreal.
And the discussion point was, well, are you going to continue working mornings? And so when he separated from his company, they all understood, hey, for health reasons, I just can't do 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning anymore. It's just how it's going to be. So to then get the press release and the word that one of our dudes, guy who spent 20 years down the hall and who's been a great mentor and a great supporter for me and my family, to have him coming back here, the world is healing.
Dude,
okay, I loved it. I couldn't have been more happy and so very proud of management and ownership to make that move and to kind of put the family back together.
Yeah, dude, it was, I think it was shocking to most people. It was shocking to me because when I was like, hold up.
I was like, we did what?
Yeah, no kidding. So we're coming back out of a commercial set going into 9:25 headlines.
Yeah.
Like 15 seconds before you're supposed to read the headlines, Bryce is like, "Did you see Kincaid is back?" And I was like, "No." He said, "Should I include it in headlines?" I was like, "Absolutely,
100%."
So yeah, that was like it was. That was what sealed it for us.
Well, we're in Orlando, and we had just gone 6-0 to finish out our group, and now we were looking at an evening match. And this is when I get all the information, and I text him. I go, "We're 6-0." And I text over to John Kincaid. I go, "We're 6-0 in Orlando." That's the second best news of the day.
I know, right? Dude, everybody was so thrilled.
Yeah.
It was such a cool thing.
And he's been, even though he's been working in Philadelphia, he's been involved in every single one of our cancer radiothons that we have. When we have strikeout leukemia, lymphoma, he would join us now he would take a whole lot of shots and funny things at David Dickey.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
he would make a ton of jokes the entire time. But to see that, with the golf tournament and them being the Buck and Kincaid Classic again, and to make that announcement tied in with that tournament, just a great day.
Yeah,
great stuff for people that love John.
On top. So Jacob's birthday was Friday, and so he lived through that, and then worked his tail off, and then went and coached up until late. So we didn't really even see him on his birthday.
You got to make that money, brother.
Yeah, I know. I'm proud of him. Look, I love the fact that he's out there grinding and working and learning and all that. So the next night, we're kind of hanging at the house, and I'm like, hey, man, we got tickets to Hank Jr. and Sammy Kershaw if you want to go. And he was like, I'll go.
Let's do this.
And so me and my brother-in-law and my little niece, who is so precious, she's like 7 or 8, and she's in her cowboy boots and got a Laney Wilson hat on, just precious, absolutely precious. And the 4 of us go see Hank Williams Jr. And dude, he's 77 and sounds freaking incredible.
We talked about that when that show was coming. We're like, I wonder if Hank still sounds like Hank.
I hadn't seen him in probably 6, 7, maybe even longer than that, years, somewhere in there. He did. He was remarkable. And, dude,
Awesome.
That place was jam-packed. I would have never guessed. Jacob was like, do you think anybody's going to show up? And when we got there, I was like, oh, yeah, everybody showed up.
Had I been in town, I would have gone just to say that I've seen him.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen him live.
Yeah, it was unbelievable, man. So we had a great time, and then did a nice little cookout for Jacob. All the family came over. All of my wife's family, and then my mama came over, and dude, we just grilled,
nice,
and hung out, and did nothing. So it was a kind of a laid back weekend. We'd had some trees cut down, and so when you do that and they grind the stumps, there's all kinds of mulch everywhere. So we didn't have to pay for mulch. We did have to spread it, and so dude, I'm still a little tight this morning.
I hear you. Well, it's good to be back with you guys, and even though it's going to be a little bit of a short run because we'll knock out this show.
Yeah.
We all get Friday off.
Yeah, thank God.
That'll be the fun part.
Yeah.
So it'll be a couple days, and so. But then at that point, the family's all back together, and we'll move forward.
Yeah, my buddy Aaron, while I was at Hank Jr., he calls me and he's like, or texts me. He's like, "Hey man, you got anything else?" So Aaron and I served aboard USS South Carolina together. We see each other once every 5-10 years or something like that. He's like, "Dude, I got nothing going on. What if I pop down?" So I'm going to go pick him up at the airport on Friday.
Nice.
We served aboard USS South Carolina together. He was one of my dearest friends.
Tug's going to have himself a weekend.
Yes, he is.
Dude.
There's going to be so much brown liquor.
All my rowdy friends have settled down.
Oh, that's going to be great.
Yeah, it should be fun. But I'm so happy that he's coming. I was his best man at his wedding when he got married out in Seattle about 6 or 7. It was 2019, so 7 years ago. And so, yeah, man, it should be nice. It should be fun to catch up. And when you hadn't seen each other in a while, there's a lot to catch up on.
And it's 250, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, this is a big deal.
Yeah,
it's a big deal in the country's history. Enjoy this.
Yeah, no, it is. It should be very, very special. And, I don't know. I failed. I have failed is what I've done.
Oh, look what he's admitting to.
Well, it's one of the many times that I have failed. No, but I wanted to get bunting for the front porch.
We did the same thing.
Freaking forgot to order some, and I don't know if I
got to do better than that.
Yes, I know.
We're supposed to have a couple of flags that light up that hang from the doors.
Did you see that on Instagram?
They haven't shown up yet.
Did your wife see them on Instagram?
I guess she did. I'm worried about what she did because they haven't shown up yet.
Oh, no.
I wonder if she was taken.
Yes.
I wonder if somebody sold her, because my wife is not above making an order off of a shady website for something she thinks is cool.
I love it.
We're not even talking Temu.
Yeah. Well,
Temu's legit in comparison.
Yeah, right.
The one that you have to use PayPal.
Yes. They're asking for all of your banking account information.
I don't feel
No.
good about this. Pack of 2 bunting. I need a pack of 4 bunting. So, but I wonder when it'll get here. That's the thing, because you're not going to get it until July 21st.
Yeah,
I screwed myself on that one.
I've been meaning for 10 days to put my American flag up. And every single time I get home, it turns into, well, I got to do these other things first.
Yeah.
And then it's the end of the day, I'm like, well, why am I going to put it up in the dark?
Yeah.
I'll do it tomorrow morning.
When the sun rises.
It's like one of the last shots at it.
Yeah.
Got to get it up today.
Definitely got to
get home and get it up today before we got to get out the door.
My thing is, our American flag never comes down. And it's dirty. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Is beat. Well, and I took ours down because it's so beaten up.
Yeah.
And I've been meaning to go get another Old Glory.
Yeah.
And it always just kind of falls by the wayside.
But there's something about a little.
I like a little tatter to it.
Yeah.
I do too, because that kind of feels like.
But I got the little bit of the fraying.
Oh,
on
yeah.
the edges, the corners. I was like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
That's disrespectful.
Ours is just filthy dirty. You know what I mean? It looks like it's been through a war.
Oh, let me tell you this story. So when we're in Orlando, they will go, and these are the tournament directors, will start talking to some of the teams because every day starts off with the national anthem, and it's sung by a representative from one of the teams that's playing. Well, they went and talked to my daughter and signed her up for it. So we spend day 3, like some pretty intense matches, and every single time I have her phone, because you're not allowed as the players to have the phones on you. So she would hand me her phone during competition. And every single time I pick it up, it has the national anthem on it. And I'm like, oh my God, she's going to sing the national anthem in front of thousands of people. This is going to be crazy. And I'm nervous for the matches. I'm nervous for her to sing in front of this many people. Fortunately or unfortunately, because of us getting into the gold bracket, that meant we had a later start.
Oh.
So it eliminated her from being one of like the 2 or 3.
Well, was she relieved or?
No, I think she wanted to do it. But at that point, so that was on the radar all day. I was like, oh, I am so incredibly nervous. Like, what if she's going to sing the national anthem in front of everybody?
I love it. That's awesome. Dude, yesterday in our little cookout, we had, we're watching. I had brought out TVs and just set them up all over the place.
Can't hide money.
Well, no, it's just the old school. I mean, it's flat screen, but I bet this thing's this thick. I bet we've had it 15 years, but it's so durable because it's so thick. And I mean, I move the thing around. I set it out on the back deck. Yesterday, I set it up on the kitchen table because my sister-in-law played soccer all through high school. She loves it. It's just that's her thing. And she was really good. And probably could have played in college, but just decided not to go that route. And so she wanted to see the game. So we had the Canada and South Africa game on. And Canada won 1-0.
He's got it down.
I saw them kick it in with their boots. It was amazing.
In?
What's that?
In what time?
What do you mean in what time?
Like in what time?
They
scored in stoppage time.
Oh, there we go. Yes, all that. Yes, that's right. And so
I like quizzing him as we get into the knockout round.
Yeah.
Knockout round's begun. How is your verbiage?
Yeah, dude, I got to tell you, it's not that good. It's not whatever you brought up. Yeah, I mean,
you should have given it to him as he kicked it in with their boots.
Yeah, that's right. I was trying. I mean, because y'all gave me that one. What's the uniform called?
It's called the kit.
The kit.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's not a uniform, sir.
Looking nice in those kits. But yeah, so I've noticed that they've got this huge display that we had talked about last week. I can't remember if you were here for that discussion or not.
No, it went up while I was gone.
Okay, yeah, I thought so. So originally it was all the teams, and now they've got it down to the bracketing, but it was what reminded me of is the fact that your daughter was in the bracketing getting to,
It looks so cool outside.
It does look so cool, dude.
Just right there in the battery, the big setup, and you can't miss it if you're walking through.
Yeah, so, Home Depot's a big sponsor, so it's Home Depot, and it's got the big World Cup in there. But the knockout rounds started yesterday. That was the first game, right? South Africa and Canada.
A very boring game, I will say.
Yeah, look, I was eating hamburgers and walking in and out, watching the Braves game, and then we were actually watching the Travelers tournament too.
This to me is actually the most fun. Like I'm when it comes like Stanley Cup, the Stanley Cup finals, that's automatic for me. But when we get into Western Eastern Conference Championship rounds, that's when I'm locked in and watching. I start with all right, I'm paying cursory attention to everybody else. I'm watching the United States, but I'm watching kind of on the periphery. Now we're knockout round. Now starting at 1 o'clock this afternoon, it's intense.
Yeah. When does America play again?
Wednesday.
We're on Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay.
Wednesday.
Yeah. The British are coming, though.
Yeah, I hear that we could end up playing them.
Well, no, it's just they're all going to be in Atlanta.
Yes.
Oh,
They play in Atlanta at noon.
Because somebody brought up some scenario so we could play if we were to make it a certain.
I don't think it's possible.
No, okay.
Yeah, not here. Now, that was a big factor as well. The amount of tourists that we met, very nice people, that were not only from England, because a lot of them had flown to Orlando to do Disney World and then head to Atlanta. Also the same thing with the Japanese tourists. And we were told by this really nice family, it's like, you either go on holiday to like Disney World, it's like, but a lot of us are trying to do a day at Disney before going to go watch one of the matches. Because they got Brazil.
Yeah, but look, dude, while you're here, might as well try to get it all done.
There's 2 really good games today.
Yeah.
And they are?
Or there's 3 games total. It's Japan versus Brazil, Germany versus Paraguay, and Morocco versus the
Netherlands. Yeah.
4:30 and 9.
None of those sound exciting to me, just on the surface. I mean, you
think about what's at stake.
You didn't say Alabama, Georgia. I mean, that's not that you would have, but I'm saying something of that magnitude.
Think of Brazil, Japan as like a chance for an upset.
Yes.
All right. I'll keep it.
Because this Brazil team can get got here.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Japan's sneaky.
Yeah, and they clean up after themselves. 6 o'clock hour.
I like that joke. He just slid that in. You picked it up, working like a hummingbird.
Come on now. 6 o'clock hour is brought to you by Subaru of Gwinnett. When we come back, remember when everything was a right-wing hoax? Till it wasn't. Next on Extra.
Live and local news talk continues at 3 p.m. with Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. It's the Kimmer Show, only on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Have you downloaded your mobile driver's license yet? If no, why not? The Georgia Digital Driver's License and ID is available in your Apple, Google, and Samsung wallet. It's free, secure, and easy to use. Download it today to skip the line when you visit a DDS center. To learn more about Georgia's digital license and ID, visit dds.georgia.gov. That's dds.georgia.gov. Sponsored by the Georgia Department of Driver Services.
Babe, can you knock out my honey-do list today?
Oh, I know. I told you I'd get to it this weekend.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalomia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. I can't fix your marriage, but I can fix your house. With our handyman for a day service, we'll handle those drywall patches, that door that won't latch, the leaky faucet, and the wood rot all around your house. The whole punch list, done fast, done right. You keep your weekend, she gets the house done. Everybody wins. Book your handyman for a day at thetrustedtoolbox.com. One call, one handyman, one day, the Trusted Toolbox.
Celebrate the Red, White, and Braves during Independence Week at Truist Park. The week begins June 30th through July 2nd as the Cardinals come to town. Fans can score the corduroy throwback cap presented by Napa on July 2nd, featuring an American flag patch.
He swings and it's a fly ball deep to right field in the corner, and it's gone! And the Braves win it!
Then it's a division showdown as the Mets battle your Braves, July 3rd through the 6th. And on Saturday, July 4th, enjoy some freedom, fireworks, and fastballs. Start your day at the Independence Day block party before the game, then enjoy the Southeast's largest fireworks show after the game and all kinds of fun in between. The week wraps up with back-to-back giveaways, the Kids Mini Drake Baldwin bobblehead, and the Matt Olson bobble card presented by Delta. Visit Braves.com/independence to purchase tickets for $17.76. Atlanta Braves baseball. We are Braves country.
All right, I'll say what you're thinking. Christmas in July? Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but neither does this. Because this isn't a clearance rack. It's our Solomon Brothers collection. Diamond essentials, tennis bracelets, earrings, everyday pieces done the right way. And for a limited time, all of it 31% off. So don't analyze it. Don't wait. Just come in. Solomon Brothers Christmas in July sale. 31% off everything.
The walk-off home run, the buzzer beater, the photo finish. That feeling when everything lines up and you get what you need just when you need it. It feels unbelievable in sports, but when it comes to your finances, it makes you feel unstoppable. Visit Truist.com today to see how having the tools you need and a great team by your side can help you take your game to the next level. Truist Bank, member FDIC. The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
It's Monday, June 29th, and here are your headlines. Democrats, socialists are expanding their efforts after major primary wins in New York City. Backed by Mayor Zohran Mamdani, several far-left candidates defeated establishment Democrats. And the Socialists of America now say they are targeting races in Colorado, Michigan, and Wisconsin as they push to grow their influence nationwide. MARTA says it has transported nearly 1.7 million riders during Atlanta's World Cup events so far. Officials say the busiest day came during the Morocco-Haiti match when more than 220,000 people rode the rail system. And the World Cup match was set on Saturday and continued to have high usage. And finally, police in Riverdale are asking for your help as a vulnerable missing child advisory remains in effect for 6-year-old Ramon Jett, who disappeared Friday in Riverdale. He was last seen around 11:30 and noon on Friday wearing a green shirt and camouflage shorts and is about 3 feet and 5 inches tall. Deputies say the child is nonverbal and may be unable to ask for help. Anyone with information is urged to call 911. Today's weather will be a mix of sun and clouds with a chance of a stray thunderstorm throughout the day. It'll be another hot one with a high of 96 and a low of 76. Your Extra 106.3 headlines, I'm Bryce Gobert.
Morning Extra and Extra 106.3 Tug and Los until 10.
So, all right, I'm going to go a little bit superhero nerdy here. Okay. So one of the things that always happens in the Spider-Man films, in the Spider-Man world, is with great power comes great responsibility.
Yes.
All right, so I finished Spider Noir with Nick Cage, and he has a really great line, and he says, with no power comes no responsibility.
That's right. I kind of feel like that's where I am in life.
That's kind of what he was looking for.
That's right. It's like, if I don't have any responsibility, this is actually great.
If I don't have these powers, then I don't have to do this stuff.
I love it. How do I sign up for that?
So it's kind of like when we talk about, hey, that $250, oh, I can invest it. Or you can do something irresponsible because you don't have the responsibilities hanging over your head.
Dude, I love Spider-Man Noir. Is that what it's called?
Spider-Man Noir.
Is that what it was? Make sure I have that right.
It's over on Prime.
Yeah, see, I love that already. I feel like that they've just hit me where things make sense.
Another show that I don't advocate for you to watch it. It doesn't work for you. Although it is Nick Cage.
Yeah, I mean, how can you go wrong with Nick Cage?
That's kind of fun that he's Nick Cage, and he's kind of an older Spider-Man, and that's part of the bit. This is like his body doesn't bounce back the same way.
Old man Spider-Man.
He's old man Spider-Man.
Just the premise is funny.
I mean, they try and make him into. So they say it's like 18 years since the war, and he was in World War I. He looks to be like maybe 25, 28, and so they try to build him into like the 40-year-old Spider-Man. Nick Cage is 62.
Yeah, it doesn't really work.
All right,
he's 62.
He's 62 years old now.
Yeah. Goodness. Is it meant to be funny? Because the premise sounds funny. Or no, not at all.
Yeah.
Or it's just those moments.
Yeah, you really have to know kind of the callback that got all this going. So in one of the films several years ago, which was the animated one that won the Oscar for Best Animated Film.
Well, as you say that, I can hear the disappointment in your voice knowing that I have no idea.
I'm just having to explain that Nick Cage is into the Spider-Verse as one of the Spider-Men coming from a different world to help out this Spider-Man.
Okay.
And it's funny because he is look at here, you see? Like at one point, as he's getting ready to leave, he's been given a Rubik's Cube, and he talks about having to figure this thing out. And it might take me a long time to figure this thing out. He's fascinated by the modern world.
Okay.
And so that particular character in Into the Spider-Verse is basically the one he's playing in live action on Amazon Prime.
I just can't wait to hear that accent.
Oh, he does it quite a few times.
God, it's so good. Just that accent is one of my favorite character accents, and I remember it from Bugs Bunny and all that stuff. God, give me all I can get of that. That's so
I'm gonna see if I can find a link for you, just so I can give you a little bit of
okay. Yeah, please do. While we do that, let's knock out this flashback, because you know what, we're gonna be like Nick Cage. We're going back to the future here.
We said all there is to say, baby, flashback, go ahead and give it to me. Flashback, honey, take us through the night. Flashback, now we're standing.
Don't you love when they call out hoaxes and then they put it at your feet, Los? So they're like, well, it was you're the hoaxster.
We have to go back now. I mean, now we're pushing into 6 to 10 years on some of this stuff. And this was during what I would say is the first version. This was like 1.0 of Brian Stetler on CNN. And what I would like to think about is how so many of the piece of information, for instance, Russian collusion. All right. We knew pretty quickly early on during the Trump administration that was opposition research that was bought and paid for, and then they used the FISA courts to give it some strength to it, to where suddenly people were like, we got to look into this thing. Yep. Yeah, and I've got this in the New York Times. It must be legit.
Got to be.
That's because it had been floated from the FBI to the New York Times. And so so many of these hoaxes that we were told, okay, that's not real. That's Russian propaganda. No. If it was helpful to us, it was a hoax. If they were doing it and it's a hoax, it was legitimate.
Yeah, right.
So I want you to think about it in those terms. Like, if it's helping them, it's legitimate even though it's a hoax. If it is at any point hurting us, then it's got to be legitimate. It's definitely not. And if it hurts them, well, that's just a plain hoax. So take a listen to Brian Stetler. This is going back now several years, and see if you can tell the difference in what is real, because depending on who it helps.
It's about emails again. This time, emails from Joe Biden's son, Hunter. So let's take a look at how a storyline is manufactured. In this case, a loudly anti-Biden storyline, redounding to Trump's benefit. First, it helps to really view this as storytelling, not so much as news coverage, but as political entertainment, where crushing the other party is entertaining. Fox News, the beating red heart of the right-wing media machine, molds reality into a serialized TV drama. That's how Vox recently put it. Think Lost or 24. Think Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad. Think Westworld or The Wire. Every day, every night, there are what appear to be new developments in this entertainment drama. Some new twist to keep you watching. A new storyline was introduced right on time. There it is, the New York Post front page, announcing Biden secret emails. More shadiness involving Hunter Biden. As political entertainment goes, this is not a brand new TV show. It's just a new season of the show. Hunter Biden's business dealings in Ukraine were a key part of the plot last season in the impeachment of President Trump. Hunter has already apologized. Well, he's already admitted to poor judgment and swampy behavior. His father has said that it will not happen again. And at this point, most people have moved on. But Trump needs a closing argument. So he and his media allies usually rely on whataboutism, right? So you ask about the Trump family swampiness, and they say, what about Hunter Biden? You raise Trump's legal exposure, and they say, what about Obamagate? You might say, or liberal critics say, Trump is compromised, and they say, no, Biden's compromised. Whataboutism is like a glue that holds the base together. It also supplies hours and hours of TV drama. So stay mad and stay tuned. That's what it's really about. Let's get back to the new season's storyline. Let's break down how this all happened.
God, dude.
So let's just make sure that when Hunter Biden is involved in what he was involved in Ukraine, and at this point it's not even just debated, it's just this is what he was doing, this is the amount of money. By the way, if it was still advantageous, he'd still be on a board. But Dad's not president, and suddenly Hunter Biden is sitting around going, why can't I sell paintings?
That's right.
Okay? It was
he
always...
knows. Oh, he knows.
It was always what it was. I was like, come on, man. It's always has been what it's been. But that is how CNN, flashing back to that time period and looking at it and say, well, it's just a drama in order to get people on the right to unify under this message, but it's not real.
Yeah, 10% for the big guy. That wasn't real.
That wasn't real. None of it was
which
real.
was in some of those emails. We know so much now that we didn't then. It's so easy to go back and combat everything they said then, and then fast forwarding to now, when they go back to it, you're like, there's good folks, there's fine people on both sides. We know that was BS. We know that wasn't real. We know that was taken out of context. Everybody does now. You can't use it. And then you learn even more. Maybe Brian Stetler could go back and do a new episode of that and include the fact that the fine people on both sides hoax was paid for by the Southern Poverty Law Center. Maybe he could include some of that stuff. Now that we know that it was all a hoax, it wasn't a right-wing hoax, it was actually a hoax on the left. Maybe he could go back and, correct the record there, Los.
Or how about let's just add in, because it was part of his commentary. Well, Trump, he's been compromised. Well, Biden's been compromised. Or how about he wasn't functional?
Yeah.
Okay,
he was completely compromised.
They were still playing that game, like compromised in the idea that, the Russians have their hooks into, the Ukrainians had their hooks into Biden, and not only that, so did dementia.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely.
It was a different level of compromise.
Do you think old Stetler? Do you think he could go back and correct the record on that one? Maybe go back because there's plenty of audio of him talking about how this dude's he's sharp as a whip. I mean, this guy's running laps around people. Wonder if he could go back and correct the record. Wonder if he could correct those hoaxes, too.
I will never understand you got rid of him in part because he wasn't grabbing any sort of he wasn't getting any numbers. He wasn't doing any of that stuff where you're like, okay, this is a big deal. He's a star. And then you brought him back.
Yeah.
Like 2 years later. Was it just so you could have a lispy guy criticizing Donald Trump?
Could be.
What was the reasoning why they fired Brian Stetler to start with?
Dude, the same thing with people like Joy Reid. She still pops up on people's shows. You know, she has nothing to offer, nothing to contribute. It's crazy. It's just rehash. We know what we'll get out of them, and that's what we want out of them. That's the reason we bring them back.
So they let him go in August of 2022. Cost-cutting measure. He wasn't doing well. And then 2 years later, in September of 2024, they rehired him.
Yeah.
to go
nuts.
right back to the show that he was on.
Nuts. Absolutely nuts. So, Los, there are times in life where I just didn't get it. Right? I would just, being hard-headed, and I would just continue down the path. And, you know, my sweet wife would be like, hey, maybe you should rethink this. Or a friend would be like, hey, you should probably think about this a minute. I'm not sure you're doing the exact right thing. Or maybe even myself, I'd be questioning myself because I wasn't doing the right thing. But it's, you know, sometimes would take you a minute to get to that point. Boy, it didn't take Major League Baseball much time at all. They figured out real quickly that they were making the wrong decision, Los.
We talked about who is running Major League Baseball. Is it a bunch of Aunt Pegs? Because if you remember last week, we had a handful of San Francisco Giants that when it came to Pride Night, they decided to write Bible verses on their hats. Now, it wasn't crazy. It wasn't outlandish. It was actually kind of small. You had to zoom in order to see what they were doing. But it was their small protest that they did not agree with this particular promotion that they were being forced into, that they were being told they had to do. And so when Major League Baseball issued a letter to them warning them of their actions, then you had people like Josh Hawley get involved. And Josh Hawley basically stepped in and let them know as far as your collective bargaining agreement and some of the agreements you have with the United States government, maybe those won't continue to be honored if you continue to violate some of the issues that this country has in terms of religious freedom.
Yeah, there were several states' attorneys general that were like, okay, we're going to open an investigation into this. I mean, the walls came tumbling down real quick, and it was, I don't know, a handful of states' attorneys general, and then, like you said, Josh Hawley, and Rob Manfred's like, whoa, let me pen this letter and send it to Josh Hawley, and it says, hey, we're wrong. We're not going to do that anymore. We're never going to fine or discipline these players or any player for their religious belief. Let's move along.
And keep in mind, Major League Baseball has something that is rare. Major League Baseball has an antitrust exemption that basically protects them from antitrust laws. You have every other major sport in this country, NHL, NFL, NBA. They don't have this. This is a key distinction that started in 1922, and it was a U.S. Supreme Court case is how it all played out. And so long-standing, basically the big picture is that the United States government at any point could choose to get rid of the antitrust exemption that baseball has. And so that's what the whole wink, wink, nod, nod is of, hey, if they don't want to take part in your gay pride, okay, if you choose to discipline them, how about we look into your antitrust exemption?
And they went against their own rules in 2020 when they brought in the whole BLM thing, the communist organization that they celebrated and put the logo or the BLM underneath the Major League logo on pitchers' mounds. So they had done their own political, the things that they said you weren't able to do, they had already broken their own rules 6 years earlier.
And Major League Baseball had to send a letter to Josh Hawley telling him, hey, they weren't fined, they weren't suspended, they weren't disciplined, we're not going to. And the question ends up being, then why send them the letter?
Yeah. Well, yeah. What? Why would you have done that?
You silly bunch of bees.
Yeah.
You bunch of Aunt Pegs. If you're not taking issue with what the players did, then don't send them the letter.
That's right. But at this point, it's Major League Baseball tucking its tail and saying, well, we don't want to lose all this, and it's not worth it to us, so we're just going to back off of this, and we promise not to do this ever again.
Right. We messed up, and so
if you could hold off on those investigations,
if you could not look into our antitrust exemption, we would greatly appreciate that. And praise be to Jesus.
That's right. I don't even know. Yeah, I'm not sure they went that far, but it would have been nice. I would have loved for them to go that far.
I mean, this goes back to even like Clayton Kershaw did this, and baseball was like, don't say anything to him.
Yeah,
you're making him wear a Dodgers hat during Pride that's rainbow, and he made it a point to put some lines from Genesis on there.
That's exactly right. Which talked about the rainbow, and but that's the thing. They were alienating their fan base. I mean, I gave up on the NFL. Just back in 2020, and was on the cusp of Major League Baseball too. They figured out their fan base wasn't in favor of those messages that were on the mound, and they pivoted away from them very quickly. And they were at it again, and I was like, dude, I can watch college baseball. I can go watch high school baseball. I can watch summer college wood bat baseball just down the road from my house. I don't got to watch Major League Baseball. I don't have to watch that, so I don't have to consume your product. And I think they probably realized that some of their fan base wasn't in favor of all this, too. I know it mostly was money-based, antitrust-based, but I think there's probably that element of them goes, yeah, it probably doesn't line with our fan base, too. Let's make that pivot.
This is not 2020. Some of these people are operating from a mentality of 2020.
Yeah.
To think that, especially when the NFL brought in all of their slogans, first off, Tug and I used to choose hate every time.
That was crazy how often.
But then I saw on the back of Dak Prescott's helmet, choose love, and I was like, oh.
Well, there we go.
Well, okay.
Let's do that.
That's what I'll do. Now, the comedy of that is that as the Dallas Cowboys quarterback, in dealing with all the silliness of 2020, which I don't think that dude was all that caught up in. He's been more of an advocate for mental health. I think that's a much bigger deal. He was basically like, all right, I can either wear nothing on my helmet and catch crap.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm in Drew Brees mode, where Drew Brees, remember when he explained why he stands for the flag, and he had to apologize for his teammates.
Oh yeah, and it was about his grandfather's serving.
His grandfathers had served in World War II, and meanwhile, he's got the locker room that's all caught up in this crazy fervor of what do you mean you're not standing with us because we're kneeling down? It's like, okay, I've got to count out of this. To think that Dak Prescott chose, well, if I'm going to have to wear something, how about I'll just choose love? you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that was like okay, fine. If I've got to play along with you, what is it? The Kramer thing from Seinfeld?
Wear the ribbon.
Wear the ribbon? I don't want to wear the ribbon.
This dude said he doesn't want to wear the ribbon. It was like an AIDS walk or something.
It's an AIDS walk, and he just doesn't want to wear the ribbon.
He's like, I'm out here walking with you, aren't I?
What was yesterday's the meme that you showed me when it had the German soldier and somebody pointing it out, and what did it say, Tug?
Oh gosh,
that one is the unvaccinated.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
it was like a dude with a big, like an AK-47 or something.
This was all 2020 mentality. Right. It doesn't exist anymore. We certainly don't have the stomach in. I don't believe we're ever going to put up with that sort of crap, at least for another generation or two ever again. That was what the landmine that Major League Baseball stepped on.
Yeah, and the only thing that worries me a little bit is the ascension of the socialists, because they believe in all this stuff. And what are they planning to do if they were to ever be back in power? They're going to reintroduce it all for 4 years. If they were to win the presidency in 2028, that is the plan. How do we reopen the borders? How do we implement DEI? How do we do all the things that we've just worked so hard to eliminate and base everything on meritocracy, base everything on what matters? And their goal is, again, to do all this over again. So that's why I'm, just seeing them on the ascent the way they are, that makes me nervous.
It's why do you live in your particular community?
Yeah, sure.
And does it share your values? Then that's where you should be. If you don't like that a particular state that you're in decides that we're going to steal most of your money and use it for the pet projects we want to and give it to the people that aren't deserving of it, well, then leave. I know that sounds, well, Los, how can you say that? You don't know how this works. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Leave.
Yeah, and you're seeing people do it out of California and New York, companies. I mean, we had the discussion of
it's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard.
It is. It takes effort.
But anything worth getting and worth doing is going to take that sort of effort. I tell you, I brought it up before. We have a neighbor who lived in New Jersey for years. She talked about what her property taxes were and how much she was taxed and what she had to do. And then it was amazing when her and her husband left. And then slowly but surely, when her family would come to visit, they were wondering, why are we still living in New Jersey?
Yeah, well, and I think that's happening more and more and more and more.
She did the hard thing. She was getting, her and her husband were getting the results. And even though her family was bashing her, then they turned into, oh, wait, I totally get it. Yeah, we're the dumb ones.
Yeah, we're the ones that are still sticking this thing out. And I would even say get out of big cities altogether, including Atlanta. Get out of big cities altogether, because that's where the socialists are taking over, and at rapid rates. It's always been blue. It's about to get worse with socialists being in charge. Tug and Los until 10 on Extra 106.3, 6 o'clock hours, brought to you by Subaru of Gwinnett. And when we come back, Mayor Pete was treated like a conservative, allegedly. Next on Extra.
Extra 106.3 Sports, powered by 680 The Fan.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Monday, June 29th. The Atlanta Braves finished up the West Coast road trip with a 3-2 loss yesterday afternoon at the hands of the San Francisco Giants as the Bats remain afraid. The team gets an off day today before opening up a homestand that begins with the St. Louis Cardinals at Truist Park beginning on Tuesday night. The knockout round in the World Cup is underway. The U.S. men's national team will play Wednesday against Bosnia-Herzegovina. As for today, Japan and Brazil will kick off. That'll be the 1 o'clock start. Germany and Paraguay will get things going at 4:30. Then tonight, the Netherlands plays Morocco. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
Hey, it's Tug. Chuck and the team at Central Heating and Air Conditioning are bringing back something I love. Their 6th annual Christmas in July, benefiting Skyland Trail right here in Atlanta. Skyland Trail does incredible work helping people facing mental health challenges get real, lasting support. And Central is proud to give back to a community that they've been serving since 1947. Now, here's the part I like. It's easy to help, and it actually helps you, too. When you sign up for a Central maintenance agreement, they'll donate $10 directly to Skyland Trail. And on your side, you'll get priority service, seasonal tune-ups to help prevent breakdowns, and better efficiency, especially now that the Georgia heat's kicked in. It's one of those rare wins where you're taking care of your home and helping someone else at the same time. Central services all makes and models. With them, you're never a number, you're family. Call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com to sign up today. Carrier products, carrier warranty, carrier peace of mind. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, delivering carrier comfort for the world we share.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Join Daniel Madelon, CEO of A Second Chance Bail Bonds, and co-host Tug Cowart as they bring together law enforcement, justice insiders, and voices from every part of the justice system, victims, advocates, and people who've turned their lives around. It's not PR, it's not fluff. It's an honest talk about what's working, what's broken, and how to build a better path forward, one second chance at a time. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. or listen to the podcast anywhere. Justice Unfiltered. Unfiltered, informed, and unbiased.
So you got into an argument. Things got heated. Then a fight broke out, and it landed you in jail. Now what? You need A Second Chance Bail Bonds. They can get you or your loved one out of jail quickly, in most cases, in a few hours. So make the right call. A Second Chance Bail Bonds. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call 404-BAIL-OUT. That's 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
I'm Patrick Brown, former Army Ranger in the United States Army. Like many service members, I had to make difficult choices when leaving the military, and the most challenging thing was finding purpose in a new phase of life. Housing, employment, education, way too many decisions and no idea where to start. That was until I met the Warrior Alliance. They made it simple. They listened and quickly connected me to the services I needed. And like a trusted friend, they even followed up to make sure I was squared away. Change a veteran's life today by donating at thewarrioralliance.org. Helping warriors navigate to success after service.
Staples Easy Deal Days are here. Score up to 50% off on more than 1,000 products in-store and online. It all ends July 4th. Staples. That was easy.
Hey Braves fans, it's Tom Glavine, and when my ride needs a wash, I head straight to Tidal Wave Auto Spa. Their friendly team and industry-leading technology give my car the ultimate shine every time. Experience an elite clean you can count on at Tidal Wave Auto Spa, the official car wash of the Atlanta Braves and my go-to car wash destination.
My car is happy. I am happy. Tidal Wave Auto Spa.
Isn't it funny how the Democrats always focus on the bad part of American history and they never talk about the good part of American history?
Yeah.
The Kimmer Show every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Coming up 9:25, there will be a winning texting keyword that will score you $250.
$250?
$250. Yeah. How much for order ribs? $250.
$250?
Yes, $250.
925, be ready. $250.
That is when we're going to give you the winning texting keyword. And then this afternoon, 4:35, Kimmer will ask for that keyword. If you know it, the $250 will be yours.
But know that money came from us.
That's right.
Kimmer is awarding it.
That's right. He's handing it off. It comes from Los's back pocket and my back pocket, Bryce's back pocket, David Dickey's back pocket. Make sure we give credit.
He's just the facilitator,
That's
is
right.
that Kimmer.
That's right. That's our money. And we'll probably want you to, share it with us in some way, shape, form, or fashion.
Maybe a little kickback.
Something.
Little something on the side for the effort.
That's right. Absolutely. I mean, if the Democrat Party has been doing that for 50 years, the least we can do it for 2 weeks.
Just telling you, those bar tabs are no joke.
That's right.
When we're traveling like this.
No, yeah, especially with you. Goodness.
I cleaned out all the credit cards knowing June going to be a monster.
Yeah,
it's going to be gross.
I'm about to put some mileage on these things.
That's right.
Be sure to be listening at 4:35 too.
Yeah, because then Kimmer will give the keyword, and then at 9:25 on Tuesday, tomorrow, then
cycles back around.
Cycles back around to the Morning Extra. So
and then we're truly the givers.
Then we are the givers. No, we're always the givers.
It's our money.
Yeah, it's our money. It's our money, Bryce.
But
Bryce, you stop that. It's our money.
Yeah, that's right. No more.
Know where your bread is buttered, Bryce. Remember, your future. Your way in this world is through the Morning Extra.
Always is.
You don't forget that.
That's right. Ask Joe Virgin River.
Always has been, always will be.
There you go. Attaboy. But yeah, so it's cool. $250 for 250 years of America here on the Morning Extra. 9:25 is when that winning texting keyword comes about. I hear poor Pete Buttigieg was treated like a conservative.
All right, I just want to ask the question. This is my Candace Owens moment.
Oh.
I'm just asking the question.
Yeah, I know, Candace.
Because we know the term swatting. And for those of you new to this game, what will happen is there'll be prominent conservatives, people within the conservative movement. You will have Supreme Court justices that at times get swatted. So when somebody makes a phone call, claims that there's a shooting at the residence or some sort of dispute, and the hope is the police show up and there's an altercation where somebody gets hurt. That's what swatting is. Well, Pete Buttigieg, Mayor Pete, came forward over the weekend and said he was swatted. And immediately, as it should have been, the media jumps in to go, that is beyond the pale. Like, that should not happen. Now, that has been a tactic of the left. I will point this out. We had Josh Shapiro have the governor's mansion in Pennsylvania get firebombed by somebody who thought he was too on board with Israel because he's Jewish.
Yeah, the left uses that. And Marjorie Taylor Greene, back before she lost her mind.
Yeah, she got swatted like 6 or 7 times. Yeah, it was a regular tactic. I asked this one little question because we have now known swatting incidents over the last several years. They've become more prominent. Has the children in the home ever been removed from the home?
I don't recall that ever happening.
Because that's what Mayor Pete is pointing out. That he was separated. He and his husband had their child separated from them in this swatting incident. And that raised a little bit of my conspiracy flag going, well, why did that happen?
Yeah, your antenna went up.
And now, and we'll find out a little bit more as this story, because remember over the weekend, it's kind of off the radar a little bit.
Will you find out, though, with it being a leftist like Mayor Pete, the media is not going to dig?
I'm just asking the question.
That's what I'm saying. No, valid question, but I'm saying, will we find out because the media won't dig?
When Marjorie Taylor Greene was ever swatted, now again, she has adult children, but it's not as if they said, well, your children have to leave the residence. When we have had different Supreme Court justices, it's not that family members then get separated from the residence. Why, as Mayor Pete is pointing out, did they remove their adopted child? Does that feel strange to anyone else? Yes. It kind of feels. Now, if I was just hypothetically speaking, and saying, why was the child removed from the residence? If it was anything other than a swatting, wouldn't it be like a good way to try and provide cover for it if you needed cover?
Yeah. Yep. Sure would.
Seems kind of strange, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just putting it out there because we're big on telling you about stuff before it happens. And I just know that my radar went, wait a minute, what do you mean child was separated? Because the New York Times and everybody else immediately jumped in and this is horrible. And I agree, swatting is terrible. It should never happen to anyone of any political persuasion ever.
That's right. However,
why was the child removed?
When these details emerge, you have to wonder what would be the reason. Seems like if they realized that the swatting was done, they would get the child back to the parents as quickly as possible.
And recognize that you have been the victim of a political act that is disgusting, and let's make sure we keep the family together and safe together. And at that point, it also gets logged so that whether it's your county, whether it's your local police, they now know, hey, if we ever get one of these calls, this is what we now do. There's a policy and procedure that's put in place for people in politics. The removal of the child from the home.
I've never seen that one. Never even heard of it. I mean, this is the first time I've ever even heard of anything like that.
I mean, I've only heard about that when it's, and I'm not saying it's them, but what I'm saying is when we've ever heard of couples that have been abusive towards some child, and that happens.
But never in a swatting.
Not swatting, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, keep the antenna up on this one.
Keep ear to the ground.
That was a very weird story that kind of felt like cover to me, but we'll see. Again, just hypothetically speaking.
Checks out.
See what happens.
John Ossoff sees you as the rot that needs to be rooted out here in Georgia as we start the 7 o'clock hour on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3.
Stream Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station while you work at extra1063.com. Get the latest from the Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, and Neil Boortz, and stay connected at the office. That's xtra1063.com.
Hey, this is Los with Terry from Alpharetta, who just purchased a new car with the Honest Car Guy, the new, fully transparent, honest way to buy your next vehicle. Terry, tell us about your experience.
I have a son serving in the military. He's active duty with limited time to look for a car. My son was looking for a used Hyundai Veloster, and I had heard about the Honest Car Guy on the radio, decided that might be a route to go, and we made a phone call over the weekend. He screen shared the information with us. We looked over the vehicle, and he took the reins from there, and they were able to walk us through the process of buying the car. We're very clear and transparent, and next thing we knew, we had a car in the driveway.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
Principal Consultant, PSO, Omnifunctional, OLM positions offered by Manhattan Associates, Inc. in Atlanta, Georgia. Work closely with cross-function teams, including sales, R&D, product development, and related. Assist in design of enhancements and improvements to systems based on client requirements and map system integrations. Up to 50% travel required. Position reports to Atlanta, Georgia office. Telecommuting permitted in accordance with company policy, but must live within commuting distance of stated office. If interested, please apply online at www.manh.com/about-us/careers.
And now, Deep Thoughts with Neil Boortz.
Do not touch would probably be really unsettling to read in Braille.
An Extra 106.3 AI exclusive. The Morning Extra. Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, and The Kimmer Show on WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.
The U.S. is still planning talks with Iran tomorrow. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Despite attacks over the weekend with Iran still trying to control shipping in the Strait of Hormuz, U.S. Ambassador to the UN Mike Waltz tells Fox News Sunday the talks after the deal that extended a ceasefire are key.
Focused on ensuring Iran never has a nuclear weapon, but they need to understand their leverage is diminishing by the day.
But Fox's Trey Yingst reports from Tel Aviv.
Over the weekend, 60 members of Iran's Assembly of Experts released a statement saying Iran's nuclear rights must not
not be subject to discussion or dispute. This government body also threatened President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, saying they must be brought to justice. The statement comes as the situation between Israel and Hezbollah plays out on a separate but parallel track. The Israelis launched new strikes against Hezbollah this weekend after Hezbollah killed one IDF soldier.
As part of the deal negotiated with the U.S., Iran can sell oil and get sanctions relief and access at some point to frozen funds. Iran's president claims Qatar, where talks may be held tomorrow, will release $6 billion in assets, though U.S. officials have said no Iranian money's been unfrozen at this point. The digging and the searching through earthquake rubble continues in Venezuela, where survivors keep being found.
12 hours of painstaking effort saw the father and his son pulled from the ruins of their home. The pair among 33 people rescued over the weekend, but some 1,500 are confirmed dead after last week's double earthquake in Venezuela. Thousands more missing. Despite an international operation, more help is needed.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Wildfires keep burning in Utah. One near the Colorado line killed 3 firefighters over the weekend, injured 2 others. The biggest of the fires is the Cottonwood in the Fish Lake National Forest in Utah, the largest in the country right now. It's burned about 145 square miles, zero containment. America's listening to Fox News.
We wouldn't be celebrating America 250 if it wasn't for a strong foundation set by the framers. Hamilton built America's financial foundation on sound money, later embodied by the gold standard. But we abandoned that discipline in 1971 and have seen inflation erode the dollar's value. What's the foundation of your saving? Is it gold or something that can be devalued? Hi, it's Dr. Ron Paul, and I encourage you to speak with my friends at Birch Gold Group about diversifying an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold. Learn more by requesting a free info kit on gold IRAs. Just text the word SHELTER to the number 989898. Let Birch Gold help you build your foundation with gold. Text the word SHELTER to the number 989898. Text SHELTER to 989898.
Hey, it's your old pal Neil Bortz. I'm back on Atlanta's only conservative news talk station, Xtra 106.3. Okay, here's more of the Morning Xtra.
Tug and Los until 10. Thank you for being here. Tip of the Morning Xtra 10-gallon hat. And grateful that you choose to spend time with us. I know there's a lot of choices out there. There's a lot of people to spend time with, and the fact that you spend time with us means a whole lot to us, and we're going to reward you incredibly for doing that. 925, a winning texting keyword for 250 in celebration of America's 250 love.
And then you check out Kimmer this afternoon.
4:35.
And at that point, you get taken care of.
That's it. And then the next time you come back to us, 925, then... we
won't even tell you 925. You just got to listen the whole time.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
And then we'll give it to you.
It'll be big times for anybody that wants to get $250 in cash. That is the way we're playing it here on the Morning Xtra and in the Kimber Show, $250 for America 250. So a big day to start this week, headed into the 4th of July. Now, Los is here for today, and then he's off on the airplane again.
Last tournament of the year. The girls finished second in their 16-year-old division at at AAU Nationals. Now we have USAV Nationals, and so this is it. This will be the last ride for the 16 Mavericks.
For the year.
Last ride with this group.
It's going to be so fun, though, because y'all did real good this past weekend.
They got a big trophy. They got medals and everything else. It was great.
How big are those trophies, man? Because they used to be gigantic. Are they still that way?
It's still a good 2-foot trophy. You know, all the girls pose with the giant trophy, and I guess the cool part is like then when you walk into the facility from here on out, trophy's always out front.
Yeah, that's good.
Just letting you know, here's that trophy.
There you go. That's big times right there. Over the weekend, we just hung out, celebrated my son's birthday, went and saw Bo Cephas. We watched some World Cup. We watched the Braves.
And happy birthday to your son.
Thank you,
22 is a big deal.
I can't believe it, man. It seems like yesterday that we brought him home. It seems like yesterday he was playing in those AAU tournaments like your daughters are. And, now we're a month away from going back to start his senior year of college. It's just nuts.
Amazing.
Time just evaporates, and I know you know that. You've seen it with your own daughters, and anybody that's been through this knows.
Well, you know what happens? It's like we will have the college graduation, and we'll have to celebrate that. And then it becomes the next several life milestones that we start checking the boxes on.
And let me tell you, all of his buddies, I say all, a lot of his buddies are all of a sudden proposing. There's rings and, pictures and wedding plans. And, dude, it's crazy.
It's like the first job.
Yeah,
and
all that kind of stuff.
And all of it. You start checking those boxes.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely right.
Fun.
And then on Friday, in case you missed it, our friend John Kincaid's coming back to Dickey Broadcasting Company. And you're asking, well, why are you talking about that over here on Xtra? Because we're a huge family here at Dickey Broadcasting. Los worked with John Kincaid for 20 years. Was it that long?
So I will just tell you this quick story about John. I worked with him for basically a decade, but I'd known him longer than that.
Yeah.
And one of the cool conversations when we were working at opposing radio stations, this was like 2007. It was like a good 4 or 5 years before I was even ever at Dickey Broadcasting. And we're sitting over at the Super Bowl. We're all having a couple beers and just chatting, and he starts telling me, hey, I like what you do. I've heard it. Here's what I would suggest to you. This will help you kind of break through into the next spot. And he didn't have to do that. He's a nationally syndicated guy who's been doing radio in Atlanta for that long. And for him to sit there and take the time, like I've always cherished that. And so I've always had a very strong loyalty to him. And it was a bummer when everything went down in 2020 and he moved on. So to get him back here in the family was a really big deal to me to find that out on Friday. Couldn't have been happier.
You want to hear Tug's reaction?
Yeah, please.
So this was during headlines on Friday. And some other breaking news around the Dickey Broadcasting Company. John Kincaid is being welcomed home down the hall at 680 The Fan.
Let's go!
Being signed on a new long-term deal. More details will come.
I had found out
20
seconds.
Partly cloudy with
20 seconds before that, Bryce was like, do you want me to include this in headlines? I was like, absolutely, man. That's great news.
It's a big deal when you have somebody. I would compare it to this, and I know this might sound kind of crazy to people, but this is what it was like. Remember when Freddie moved on?
Yeah.
And there was kind of a pall over the organization?
Yeah.
It was circumstances that all played out, and suddenly it just happened.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it felt like with the guy, along with Buck, that really built so much of this company. And so to have what happened occur in the way it did, it just kind of like took all of our breath away.
Yeah, it was tough, man.
It was a tough time. So now I'm glad it's all back.
Yes,
Here
sir.
we go.
Yes, sir. And hopefully he might even pop in and say hello with us occasionally.
I've been excited about the possibility of John coming over every now and then and giving some of his political thoughts. Now, I will give him a lot of credit on this. This was several years ago, and I was asking him at the time. He was working and living in Philadelphia. His daughter was over at Temple. Just brilliant kid.
Yeah, she's great.
I asked him about, hey, why is Fetterman getting all of this traction there? And he kept pointing out that Fetterman, though being a Democrat, he's saying and talking about things that are more moderate, kind of the middle of the road. He's like, we just don't trust Dr. Oz here. It's like, that's what it. So when we're all watching Fetterman unable to speak and having sort of the issues, and we're like, how did you possibly elect this guy? Again, he votes with the Democrats predominantly.
95%.
But he speaks more like from a purple state, and that is something that we're not getting from John Ossoff here.
Definitely not, and that is the first thing to know this morning on Xtra 106.3.
They want you awake, informed, and ready to fight for the facts of the day in the land of the free. Now your sleepyhead nation needs your wake-up call. A mighty dose of reality coming in strong. Soon as the sun cracks the horizon so high, man, we got the story, no time for a lie.
The dirtbag left.
Put a boot in your ass.
Speaking of the dirtbag left, I love it. John Ossoff says Donald Trump won the election in Georgia because of rot. That must mean you.
Trump's rise is a symptom of this deeper disease. I suspect many of you are here because you recognize that our task is not just to contain his wickedness, but to cure the rot that gave rise to it.
The rot that gave rise to it. That means you, the person that voted for Donald Trump, the person that supports Donald Trump and the Make America Great Again movement, that America First movement. You are the wickedness and the rot that he speaks of. Because without you, without me, without Lois, without Bryce, it can happen.
I believe that I've been telling this audience the truth for the better part of 5-6 years. Not one time have I ever come on this radio station and said something that I did not believe in. And one of the aspects of that was I was talking about the rise of communism, of the statist, of the socialist, and how it was taking over the Democrat Party, and it was pushing the party further and further left. And it took time. It took time for other people to feel comfortable saying they're communists.
Including Neil Boortz.
Neil, because of what it was like when he was, as a broadcaster for a long time, it was more of a joke. It's like, they're not communists. They're just Democrats, and they see things a little differently. They want more welfare programs. They want some more stuff that's much more blue-oriented, but they're not communists. Yeah, they're communists. All right, like that's what has now gone on. So when you cast a vote for Donald Trump, John Ossoff is trying to pour into that vote means that you're voting for cultural rot. No, you're voting for cultural protection. Communism destroys everything, no matter where it's been tried. And Ossoff is now part of that Democrat Party where it's a civil war, and they've cast their lot with tear it all down.
I told you, this is years ago, and I've been reminding you for at least 5, that in December of 2012, the socialist strategy was to take over the Democrat Party. And socialists have done just that. I have the document here in front of me. It's on their website. It's not like it's hard to find. And they talk about, we're going to use the Democrat Party as a vehicle to take over. We don't know. We're going to rebrand communism as democratic socialism because communism has been such a failure, to your point. And that's what we're going to move forward with. So when you see John Ossoff talking about that rot, that's coming from the socialists, communists. That's their game. That's the plan. We're going to call everything that is normal America, that is good in America, we're going to call that rot. We're going to call that bad. And anything that you consider good, like the Stars and Stripes and anything that goes along with the American
Jesus,
dream,
apple pie, it's all on the table.
It's all rot to them.
It's all rot.
They told you what they were going to do in 2012, and it's being realized in 2026.
Really, when Barack Obama came in and talked about a fundamental change to America, and he started off with the apology tour, many of us who were kind of open-minded, like, all right, let's see what's going to happen here. Many of us looked at it as, all right, this is the apology tour for America's push into the Middle East, and most notably for Iraq. Not so much for Afghanistan, but mostly for Iraq. And a lot of people were willing to give it a chance. What happened is it quickly revealed itself as, no, this is the push towards globalism, communism, statism. And Obamacare was just part of that. And every single institution that was pushed, whether it's DEI or anything else, was always part of that. And so that's where, like, the basis, that's where it really got the, hey, we can win political power this way. And all it's done is accelerated. So to think about a person like John Ossoff, if you know the history, during the 2020 election, he lost. He lost by 2 points. But we didn't have a 50+1 plurality. So it went to a runoff. And it just so happens there happened to be more mail-in ballots and more of the silliness and more of the statistical improbability that was going on. So John Ossoff finds himself as one of the beneficiaries of one of the most statistically improbable elections in American and Georgia history. So now it's a straight-up fight. And that's his concern. What if Donald Trump is able to deliver his base, which he continues to be very popular with? We can go through the numbers from CNN later. If he's able to deliver his base in the state of Georgia to turn out and vote, then Ossoff is toast. That's why he's going after you and making you feel so terrible for ever possibly considering voting for Donald Trump.
And how does John Ossoff motivate the base to come out and vote for him? Just like Los is saying, go after Donald Trump. Listen.
With his TDS comments.
You talk about alleged crimes of the president. You talk about corruption for the president. If you guys take back the House and the Senate, should you impeach the president and convict him?
Look, as I've said in the past, it is my view, looking at the facts and the conduct and misconduct of this president, that he has already engaged in gross misconduct that exceeds the standard previously set for the impeachment of any president. What I think is that there has to be accountability. And that is...
Does that mean impeachment?
Let me just say accountability. Well, as I've said, I think that his misconduct has already exceeded the standard previously set for presidents when it comes to impeachment.
All right, so that is a whole lot of hogwash.
Oh, God, dude.
Now, we had a very similar scenario when we brought this up at the Dr. Rich McCormick Town Hall. And we had one leftist who got up. And again, Dr. Rich McCormick is not me. He's not Tug. He wants to talk to everybody. He wants to have a dialogue.
Well, he has to.
I look at it like this. I already know what you're going to say because I know how you're programmed. And I'm able to take what you're going to do and I can pretty much turn it on its ear. So when one of the guys that was there to, bring up his point started talking about all the unconstitutional things that Donald Trump and this administration has done, when Tug said, name one, he said, well, go into war without Congress. And we pointed out, okay, this is how this actually works. And every American president since World War II has done this. And that the War Powers Act of 1973 has now clearly defined the way it is constitutional, where you have to inform Congress, which Donald Trump has done. I would ask Pete Buttigieg, or I would ask John Ossoff to be specific. Explain what has been done that is so unconstitutional that it merits impeachment, because the Democrats already, that ship has sailed. When they impeached Donald Trump twice over very phony, in some cases made-up accusations, a phone call to Ukraine that was completely legitimate.
Yeah.
And then we're going to impeach him over January 6th, an operation that you all set up. Tell me what this administration has done on the second time around that is so unconstitutional, that has gone beyond the merits of normal impeachment.
I don't believe you can name any.
There won't be specificity.
Yeah, there won't be one person that can name something. They won't be able to name anything. Nothing.
And what'll happen is they will argue from an emotional standpoint. Well, he's done this. Look at how he's deported these people.
Which is what he was elected to do.
All legal. And actually been done in larger amounts by Democrat presidents in recent years.
We actually want him to catch up with Obama.
Yeah, we're like, can you possibly post some Obama numbers? These are rookie league numbers.
Yeah.
How do we get to 10 million?
That's right. Though John Ossoff is a guy that he does believe that he's going to win. He feels good. He feels cocky. He feels confident that he's going to win. You've got to send him the message. You've got to get out there. You've got to be engaged, and you've got to get other people engaged too, because this guy goes right along with the Democrat Socialists of America. He is in when the DSC, Democrat Socialists of America, the co-chair Josh Brock, we played a cut from him on Friday, where he said the Democrat Party is nothing but a vehicle. They're actually an obstacle to our goals. John Ossoff is part of that. John Ossoff is part of that socialist movement. John Ossoff is part of that communist movement. If you want to see Georgia and stay in a place of success like we have been as far as business and just good living standards, you better not invite a socialist.
Well, remember, we are talking about a purple state at this point. And I believe that one of the areas, the avenues to victory, is pointing out his 100% voting record with the furthest insanity of the left. There has not been one area where he has represented any Republicans in Georgia. And I would ask him to explain that. I would ask him to have to be on a debate stage and ask how you come from a state that has this sort of background between parties, and yet you're only representing one.
To your point about Rich McCormick, when he was listening to the other half, because half the room was Republican, half Democrat, he invited that. That was his choosing to invite that type of demographic there because he wanted to talk to both sides. John Ossoff ain't doing that.
No, he has no interest. Why do you think he's asking to show ID?
That's right. He hates the SAVE Act, won't vote for it.
Won't vote to vote with ID.
But you need to have it to get into his events.
Better show that ID, by God.
That's right. And
if you don't get in here.
If you don't, you can just go on.
I think that's the avenue to this, is exposing regularly how far the voting record is to the left in a state that is predominantly purple.
Morning Extra on Extra 106.3, the Democrat strategy over the next few months is something you should be aware of. We'll explain it to you next on Extra 106.3.
Support the advertisers and partners that share your values. Give our extra advertisers the first shot to earn your business. They will deliver for you every time and support the extra community like no one else. Connect with all of our partners online at extra1063.com.
Is your phone really more important than someone's life? When you take your eyes off the road, you're not just putting your life in danger. In fact, 2 out of 3 people killed in distracted driving crashes in Georgia were not the distracted driver. It could have been a family, a college student, a little girl. So when you're tempted to scroll, don't pick up. Think heads up. You never know whose life you could save.
Sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
If you want a smart new Toyota with a payment that makes sense, it's time for you to take a look at the 2026 Toyota Corolla. Reliable, efficient, and built for long-term value. It's a great fit for daily driving, commuting, and keeping ownership simple. At Marietta Toyota, every new Toyota includes our nationwide lifetime powertrain warranty. That's unlimited time and unlimited mileage for as long as you own it. And we're voted Best of Comp for 2026, Best New Car Dealership, and Best Service Center. It's the thing that Jared and his people pride themselves on, giving you the best deal and the best service. A well-qualified buyer, 6.49% APR for 72 months is available on the new 2026 Corolla through June 30th. Visit us on Cobb Parkway South, just north of Truist Stadium. Marietta Toyota, since 1975. We've been here and we'll be here for you.
6.49% APR for 72 months with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. Not all buyers will qualify. End 6/30/2026. See dealer for details. All prices exclude tax, tag, title, and include $699 dock fee and $257 electronic tag fee.
Want to experience the best membership in sports? Join the Atlanta Braves A-List season ticket waitlist. A-List members receive the best seats at the lowest prices and discounts on parking, food, and merchandise. Plus, A-Listers are guaranteed postseason ticket access and enjoy special events featuring players and alumni. So reserve your spot in line by joining the Atlanta Braves A-List memberships waitlist today at braves.com/waitlist. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves country.
You know what you get back when you call the Trusted Toolbox? You get your time back, you get your family back, and you get your house back. No more spending weekends fixing loose doors, drywall cracks, or that list that never ends. With our handyman for a day, one skilled professional shows up, knocks out multiple repairs in one visit. Everything from drywall to ceiling fans changed out, painting, trim work, and so much more. Stop working on your house every weekend. Call the Trusted Toolbox, get your time back, and get it done right the first time. Book your appointment today at thetrustedtoolbox.com.
It's June 29th, and this is your Fox Daily Snapshot. Today is National Camera Day. Celebrating photography, George Eastman invented flexible and unbreakable film that could be rolled, leading to the birth of the first Kodak that was offered for sale in 1888. Advances in technology turning your phone into a digital camera. Say cheese. On this day, in 1995, the space shuttle Atlantis docks with the Russian space station Mir to form the largest man-made satellite ever to orbit the Earth. The United States Supreme Court strikes down the death penalty in 1972 in a 5-4 vote ruling as it is currently employed on the state and federal level is unconstitutional. In sports, Brazil defeats host nation Sweden 5-2 to win its first World Cup in 1958. The star of the tournament, a 17-year-old undersized midfielder named Pele. He scored twice in the championship game. I'm CJ Papa. That's your Fox Daily Snapshot.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
It's Monday, June 29th, and here are your headlines. Democratic Socialists are expanding their efforts after major primary wins in New York City. Backed by Mayor Zohran Mamdani, several far-left candidates defeated establishment Democrats. And the Democratic Socialists of America now say they are targeting races in Colorado, Michigan, and Wisconsin as they push to grow their influence nationwide. MARTA has reported that it has transported nearly 1.7 million riders during Atlanta's World Cup events. Officials say the busiest day came during the Morocco-Haiti match when more than 220,000 people rode the rail system. Another World Cup match is set for Wednesday as MARTA continues expanded service. And finally, police in Riverdale are asking for your help as a vulnerable missing child advisory remains in effect for 6-year-old Ramon Jett, who disappeared Friday in Riverdale. He was last seen around 11:30 and noon wearing a green shirt and camouflage shorts. and is about 3 feet and 5 inches tall. Deputies say the child is nonverbal and may be unable to ask for help. Anyone with information is urged to call 911. Today's weather will be a mix of sun and clouds with a chance of a stray thunderstorm throughout the day. It'll be another hot one with a high of 96 and a low of 76. Your Extra 106.3 headlines, I'm Bryce Gobert.
Tug and Los until 10. A little later this morning, a winning texting keyword for $250 for 250 years of America.
Come get your money.
Come get that bread. Come get that beer money. Come get that whatever you want to do with it money. If you want to buy, a new gaming console. If you want to buy some video games, whatever you want to buy. It doesn't matter.
You know how many hot dogs you can buy with $250 for July 4th?
Bunch.
You can take care of your barbecue with $250 without
$250. Who is this?
250.
Who is this? Who is
yes, I've seen her. I've seen Sophie Cunningham giving me the here. Who wants this? You take this.
She's so badass. She's not only is she stunning. I mean, she's a beautiful woman.
I feel like I'm early to the party here, and now everyone's figuring this out.
Yeah, that she was so pretty, or just that she's a ball player
of her stuff.
Yeah.
So Sophie Cunningham, if you're just now catching up on the meme of her pointing and it's everywhere. She plays for the Indiana Fever. There was an altercation that involved Caitlin Clark, and Sophie Cunningham was pointing at the opposing player that she felt was responsible. And so you've now seen it everywhere. Sophie Cunningham, just to give you a little bit of background, this is a girl who did karate when she was young. She was like a black belt early.
And a kicker in high school football.
And she was a high school football kicker for their team while also being prom queen.
Yeah. She's a cool girl.
Pretty cool girl.
Absolutely right. If the WNBA had any sense about them, they would promote Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham to the ends of the earth, and they would benefit even more than $250 from Extra. They would benefit. I mean, it's the sky's the limit with those two players alone.
She's got a media career that she's starting up, Sophie Cunningham, and so that's not the meme. Won't be the last you've heard of her.
No,
that might be the start for a lot of America. Whether it was
probably so.
I mean, Sports Illustrated isn't what it used to be. It's like they had her as a swimsuit model.
That's right.
All right.
Yeah. She's a beautiful young lady, but instead they pound on Caitlin Clark, beat her senseless,
punch her in the neck.
Player suspended, one player suspended. Stuff like this happens all the time. And you wonder why nobody watches the WNBA. They can't take it seriously because you take the golden goose and you're trying to kill it.
I pointed this out on X and it remains true. Did you ever watch Orange is the New Black?
I didn't, but I know the show.
All right, so it's on Netflix. It's a prison show. It's a prison drama, but it's at an all-women's prison. It's like when you watch the WNBA, it's like Orange is the New Black, but nobody wants freedom or money.
Right. We want to kill the golden goose.
We want to ensure that we continue to be a failure of an organization that has to be subsidized by the NBA for tax breaks.
My gosh, it sounds like socialism.
Rather than having its own success. And by the way, you don't have this situation with the LPGA Tour. You certainly don't have this situation with women's volleyball. You don't have it with women's tennis. You have successful professional women's sports that do not require to be subsidized by their male counterpart. And when the first opportunity to perhaps become an organization that doesn't need it, they're slaying the golden goose.
Dude, it's unreal. I mean, I have zero interest in the WNBA. It's just not my thing. I don't watch the NBA that much. But when I can clearly see as a guy that's way back, away from everything, and I can see the problem, surely they can see the problem.
Let's take it back 25 years. Imagine if the entire PGA Tour was trying to beat up Tiger Woods.
Which would be crazy.
It's like, yeah, did Fuzzy Zeller say a joke he shouldn't have? Yeah. All right. He lost his Kmart deal, and then eventually he was out. But the rest of the field, the rest of the PGA went, oh, my God, look at the eyeballs, and look at the purses, and look at how this one player who has been known since he was a kid is changing everything about golf, apparel, money, everything, video games, all of it.
Every aspect.
And they said, that's cool. And what it did is it actually changed the game in terms of you had an entire group of young people that came behind Tiger Woods that went, I got to be in shape like Tiger Woods. Changed the game entirely. And yet, when something like that, a force hits the WNBA, their first response from many of the women there
Kill it!
is kill it. It's white and it's straight. It must be punished.
It can't exist here.
It's orange is the new black, except none of them want freedom or money.
It's the craziest thing ever. Anyway, seeing that meme pop up everywhere has been funny all weekend long because you just can't escape it. And I'm sure you've seen it too.
No, it's what my wife she did it to me a multitude of times when we were at the tournaments, when she thought I was pouring liquor into my cup during one of the matches.
Yeah.
What are you doing with that? What is that going on over there? I was like, no, that is not what's going on.
I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
That's when you need the rallying cry shirt.
That's right.
It's true.
Dude, did you wear it this weekend?
Yes, I did.
And how many compliments did you get and how many purchase requests?
We were sitting at this place called Fast Break in Orlando. It's in the Hilton. It's in the Hilton Hotel. For those of you that ever stayed there, you know what it is. There were two different gentlemen that were pointing at me going, I feel you.
And I got to have one.
I understand your plight.
Dude, you've got to. You got to.
My wife beats me.
You've got to set up a website, man. You would sell 1 million.
I had a guy who told me, he goes, so is it like, I go, no, sir, it's not physical. I was like, but it's emotional. And I know that you really acknowledge that. And he goes, I do. I do a lot.
I do. It's like when Chris Tucker asked the dude in Rush Hour, you better have glaucoma. I do.
I do. You better have glaucoma. I do.
I do.
Smoking that doobie? Better have glaucoma. I do.
That man. You know what I'm saying? I do. That's right. So by Los, you can make 1 million.
The height of the Chris Tucker days. Those are fun.
So good from Atlanta. Chris Tucker. A Democrat strategy over the next few months, Los, that people really need to know about.
Yeah, this has been... if you watch the Sunday shows and if you've been plugged into this stuff, and of course our audience is the 1%, so none of this is going to be a surprise to them, but I think it's important to point out when you have a discussion with your friends and they start asking about what's going on, I think we now clearly have a defined way that the strategy is coming together. The Democrats right now, we talked about them being in a civil war. It was a cold civil war. It's a hot civil war now. It is, here are the coasts, largely filled with socialists, with communists, with statists. And then you have the middle America Democrats that are trying to hold on for dear life, wondering, am I going to have a place at the table by the time this thing is done? And so one of the strategies now, and we're seeing it kind of come forward, is, yes, the southern border was mismanaged. That's now how they're spinning it.
Sure.
It's mismanaged. But they're laying it all at the feet of Joe Biden. They are basically pointing out that Joe made a huge mistake. They're also trying to get the mainstream media to downplay the rise of the communists. That's why when you see these interviews, they're consistently asking, are you concerned about this? Because the Mamdanis of the world are telling everybody, hey, this is the future moving forward, 2028 and beyond.
Great.
This is the movement.
Bill Clinton jumped in this weekend, talking about it. That's great.
That's the fight. Because in the way that Donald Trump eliminated the old school Republican, all the Bill Kristols of the world and all the Lincoln Project people, that they lost their place at the table and now they're so upset. I'm like, well, stop going along with the Democrats with everything. Maybe you'd still have a place at the table. If you get out of the establishment, maybe you have a future. The Democrats are doing the same thing to their establishment Democrats, except they're asking them, better get more communist or we'll get rid of you. And so the strategy is southern border, Joe Biden's fault. We learned from that. Moving forward, yes, I know that they might appear to be communists, but no. It's a big tent. We have plenty of room for plenty of people. No, it's not. It's making the tent smaller.
I was just say, I don't know how you follow along with that because of the handful of people that were elected with Mamdani's endorsement in New York talks about the elimination of prisons and they talk about open borders. They're very clear on what they believe. Now, they're going to try to present themselves differently, but if you just listen to them, they'll tell you what they believe. They will tell you what they plan to do, what they want to do, and it goes against everything you believe in.
Well, when you ask somebody like Raphael Warnock about some of the policies that people in New York are advocating for, now, granted, they won primaries, but they're from Democrat districts. Looks like they'll probably get into Congress if you still have the remaining things that happen. And when they're talking about, well, the whole idea of crime, it's a theory. We should be punishing some of this. I mean, more prisons? What are you talking about? When you start asking Democrats about that in states like Georgia, and they have to now make the decision, do I want to side with the statists, the communists, or do I want to represent a purple state where I need the middle. I need the run-of-the-mill, regular average Joe to go, wait a minute, hold on a second. You want to do away with prisons? That's why you have the media asking these people these questions. They're trying to rein in the crazy Democrat talking points that are coming predominantly out of New York right now.
Ossoff wants to agree with Mamdani, but will he have the courage to say it? I don't know, probably at some point. But abolishing prisons and open borders, ABC even asked Mamdani about that. And he was like, well, it's just a policy disagreement. I'm like, I don't.
Hold on. No, how about a fundamental protection of our country?
That's right. That's not a policy disagreement. That is a foundational disagreement.
Notice that when you ask the communists these questions, it's a policy disagreement.
Mm-hmm.
When you ask the Democrats that are from places like Georgia, purple states, places where you go to like the Carolinas, go ask a Democrat, see what they say. And this is all. And this is why they're blaming it all on Joe Biden. This is an issue that largely was a debate in Texas, California, Arizona. The Biden administration turned it into a nationwide debate where what you think about illegal immigration in Georgia, 5, 6, 7, 10 years ago, it was a Texas problem. Now it's your problem. It's an Ohio problem. It's a Maine problem. It's a Pennsylvania problem. It's a problem everywhere because of what the Biden administration has done. That's why you're seeing them bury him and then try and pretend like these are more moderate views or policy disagreements.
I want you to hear from David Sachs because he talks about communists not being anti-American. They're post-American. Listen.
I think the DSA will gradually take over more and more of the Democratic Party. And all I can say to these establishment Democrats is play stupid games, win stupid prizes. You supported this open border policy that brought in this wave of mass migration. That is a huge part of the base of this new DSA wing. Mamdani would not have won the mayoral election in New York if it had just been native-born New Yorkers voting. It was the mass migrant vote in New York that swung it to Mamdani. It's not exclusively the DSA base. It's the migrants plus these overeducated white progressives who I say overeducated because they're more downwardly mobile. They end up going to work in academia or NGOs, that kind of thing. Yep. They're hard left wing. They're kind of the vanguard. And it's this combination of these, recent college graduates who are kind of the organizers and this migrant movement who are really taking over the Democratic Party. But again, this all goes back to Democratic Party policies. They may not have intended for this to happen. They may not have intended for them to lose control, but it was their open border policy. It was also the fact that they have cracked the melting pot and the policy we had for many years in America of assimilating migrants, right? Immigrants.
Yep.
That all got cracked by multiculturalism and wokeism. We don't really do that anymore. So now you've got these candidates like Chevalier openly declaring they're not just anti-American, they're post-American. They don't have any respect for the American system, our constitutional order, our free enterprise system. They want to introduce something in
they
much
don't have
different.
Any respect for you either, right? Because that's the other thing. If you believe in any of the things, they want to get rid of you. They want you out of the way. You here in Georgia, you're a target. They want to be able to wipe away anything that you believe in, anything that you care about, your family and your lineage. That doesn't matter at all because we're going to bring in people to replace you.
I think we've been very critical about talking about during the course of the history of this show, the Patriot Act, and how I was wrong. Tug's like, I was wrong.
Oh, dude, I was. We all felt the same way. We're like, I got nothing to hide.
Yeah, I got nothing to hide. We're all sold a bill of goods. Like, listen, this is about getting terrorists and breaking into terrorist cells and finding out more information to prevent another 9/11. And we all went, sounds good. Sounds like a great idea. Turns out you get to spy on everyday Americans. All right, that's an unintended consequence of a fervor. The Democrats are currently, they're the ones who let the rabid dog off the leash because they thought it'll only attack Republicans. And that rabid dog's going to do all of its damage. We'll open up that border and we'll get all the benefits out of it. Well, now the rabid dog has decided to bite the owner and there's nothing they can do about it. That is what David Sachs is pointing out. You had all these policies that you thought were going to be a really great idea, the unintended consequences. Remember, they always, how do Democrats go? Judge me on my intentions not the results.
Yeah, that's right.
The results is a destruction of the fabric of America and candidates that are now being elected in order to make it happen.
And the crazy thing is, because David Sachs said maybe unintended. Maybe they didn't mean to. They didn't intend to do this. I think they did. That's the one place I would disagree with David Sachs on. the biggest part of the Democrat Party who is being taken over by the DSA, they know exactly what they're doing. That was the whole point. To David's own numbers, it wasn't people born in the United States that elected these fools in New York City. It was people that came here that don't assimilate, that have no interest in your values. That's who's electing. They intended it that way because that's how they get these people elected. Because you wouldn't do it otherwise. A teacher with a longtime boyfriend and a child with that man marries someone else to level the playing field. Unbelievable story. Next on the Morning Extra.
Extra 106.3 Sports, powered by 680 The Fan.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Monday, June 29th. The Atlanta Braves finished up the West Coast road trip with a 3-2 loss yesterday afternoon at the hands of the San Francisco Giants as the Bats remain afraid. The team gets an off day today before opening up a homestand that begins with the St. Louis Cardinals at Truist Park beginning on Tuesday night. The knockout round in the World Cup is underway. The U.S. men's national team will play Wednesday against Bosnia-Herzegovina. As for today, Japan and Brazil will kick off. That'll be the 1 o'clock start. Germany and Paraguay get things going at 4:30. Then tonight, the Netherlands plays Morocco. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
Your life isn't one size fits all, so why would your bank be? At Truist, you get a caring and knowledgeable team that really understands you. You get real talk about real life, tools that help keep you informed, and a plan that keeps you ready so you're confident no matter what comes your way. And when all that comes together, it makes you feel unstoppable. Get started today at Truist.com. Truist Bank. Member FDIC.
All right, I'll say what you're thinking. Christmas in July? Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but neither does this. Because this isn't a clearance rack. It's our Solomon Brothers collection. Diamond essentials, tennis bracelets, earrings, everyday pieces done the right way. And for a limited time, all of it 31% off. So don't analyze it. Don't wait. Just come in. Solomon Brothers Christmas in July sale. 31% off everything.
Hey, it's Front Office Los with Tom, the honest car guy. Let's talk about the new way to buy a car in 2026. Tell me how you can save clients thousands of dollars in this process.
I got a customer here, Jeff Everhart. I met him today first time because I delivered his 25 model Honda Pilot, fully loaded with only 16,000 miles on it. Jeff, answer Los's question about that one.
It was actually shocking. I mean, you hear the advertisements, you want to believe it, and then when you go through with the sale, and there's no extras, there's no dock fees, there's no storage fees, no transportation fees. The price I was given was the price that I paid plus their honest fee. I did save thousands of dollars, and it was a very quick sale.
Well, we appreciate that.
And did it from my living room.
Did it from your living room.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
Fox Sports Update. The FIFA World Cup.
And it is Canada who are through to the last 16 of the FIFA World Cup for the very first time.
The World Cup knockout stage began Sunday on Fox TV. Stefan Eustachio scored the only goal of the match. In the 95th minute, Canada eliminated South Africa 1-0. Team captain Alphonso Davies returned from a hamstring injury and played his first match of the tournament, provided a lift for Canada.
It means a lot, not just to the team, I'm sure to the whole country as well. Yeah, being able to be in the round of 16 is not something, it's easy to come. It takes very, very hard work and dedication, and we're happy that we can make it.
With Fox, Alphonso Davies, captain for Canada, will play in the round of 16 against the winner of tonight's match between the Netherlands and Morocco, 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox. I'm Jared Max.
Get more on the Fox Sports app and foxsports.com.
The American dream is alive and well with the Victor Armendariz Show. Raised a first-generation American, Victor is a Mexican who grew up witnessing his father achieve the American dream. You will not get spin here, just the facts and opinion from someone who absolutely believes in American exceptionalism. The Victor Armendariz Show. Always available at thepodcastpark.com and streaming free on the Extra 1063 app.
All right, I'm gonna walk you through this because there's a little bit of a diagram that needs to be laid out, like a Vacation Bible School felt board, so you can follow the story. There is a radical Israel-hating California teacher who claims she's married to a Gaza resident to help him gain American citizenship and push her pro-Palestinian agenda. That's the way the New York Post described it. Her name is Laura Pino. Problem is, she has a longtime boyfriend. Her and her longtime boyfriend have a child. But this woman is so committed to her leftism, so committed to Code Pink, so committed to communism, that she's using her ability to get married, not for the man that she has the baby with, but for a man in Gaza that she doesn't even know. And now they are married. They got married over a Zoom call in Utah. And you wonder why we have all kinds of people coming to this country, whether they just open the doors or you have crazy people giving them American citizenship through fraud nonetheless. That's what you're up against. When Los and I tell you that these people are going to stop at nothing to destroy this country, this is just another example of it.
Well, Tug, I will just say that the heart wants what it wants.
I know it does. But the problem is the heart never met the man in Gaza.
Well, sometimes I meet somebody over a Zoom call and decide that this is the person that I should give my status to as an American citizen so they can share in my citizenship.
She calls it equaling the playing field. I call it treason. I call it craziness. I call it fraud, at a minimum fraud. And something needs to be done. I don't know what legally, I have no idea what can be done legally. But if she's talking about it, her longtime boyfriend was interviewed about it and newspapers picked it up. Everybody knows that it's fraud. Something should be able to be done.
Isn't there somebody, or isn't there cases where a marriage license is rejected?
You would think, yes, and this maybe should be one.
Might be the prime case for it.
Nullified or something. Can she be prosecuted criminally?
If you wanted to marry a cousin, the state is going to get involved, Tug.
I'm from Northwest Georgia. Some people accuse us of that anyway. So they talk about that. But
now I have to find out how many times does the state get involved in not granting a marriage license?
In cousin marriages? Yeah. She can be prosecuted criminally, brought up on federal conspiracy charges. Married fraud is one of top 5 crimes you can perpetrate, including terrorism and drug crimes. The fact that somebody would be foolish enough to do this and say it aloud is actionable for the federal government to investigate. Here's some of the punishment. Marrying someone to obtain a green card is a federal crime, carries a 5-year prison sentence and $250,000 in fines. The couple, the Gaza man that she had no idea who it was, and this teacher, this crazy leftist teacher in California, they tied the knot on that Zoom call in Utah, as I said, but the date was April the 5th.
Oh, here's your bummer, Tug.
Oh, no.
No, not you, but like for Northwest Georgia.
Oh, got it.
So if you're already married, the state will fail to grant you a license.
Mm-hmm.
They will say, no, sir. Also, close blood relation. Underage, proper consent, that's a clear one. Maybe both of them in Northwest Georgia.
Or in Gaza.
Lack of mental capacity. I get that. Should be across the board. Other historical reasons. Intoxication, drug influence at the time. Outside of that, as far as the common ways that this occurs. So this would be uncommon because someone deciding to marry someone in the interest of politics is very uncommon.
Yes, it is.
At least in terms of, I don't know you, but I'm granting you the biggest power that I can possibly give you.
The domestic partner, his name was Reed, by the way, the one that she's been with for years and has a 5-year-old child with, said their relationship dissolved partially over Israel. She left the church that they used to attend because its stance on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Quote, Reed says she's been radicalized. I don't know anything about that. the crowd she runs with, I'm worried for her. Because she lives this every day, dude. When we talk about being angry all the time, this is one of the women that we worry about because she's festering with anger. And I don't understand it because in that last segment we heard from David Sachs, they talked about overeducated white women and then the immigrant population ushering in this socialism that's happening in New York. Dude, she's part of it.
So let me describe this. My radicalization really, my political interests go back 30 years, but my radicalization in terms of me getting in front of a microphone and sharing this all originates out of the COVID era and going, this is going after my God-given rights as a citizen of this country. I don't believe in what's going on. I don't believe in how this is playing out. And that created enough of a fervor where I basically said, F sports, I'm going to do this. This is how it's going to be. And largely my platform is, what, guns are good and I want to leave you alone. Enjoy your personal freedom. Okay, that's my radicalization. There's people like Renee Good that would drop their kid off at school and then go chase around ICE agents to the point where she took a bullet.
Or women like the one that we're talking about.
Who's willing to dissolve a long-term relationship and an interest in the interest of radicalizing politics.
Yeah.
I'm willing to blow up my relationship and my
church life, everything.
And my life with my 5-year-old.
I'm committed to Code Pink so hard that I'm willing to do anything, much like Renee Good.
Tell me which one's healthy. Because I would tell you that.
I can tell you which one ain't healthy.
I'm sitting there going like, I think mine is pretty healthy. I'm sitting here as I'll give it up for the shield. We should be protecting our freedoms in this country and our ability to live the American dream. This is what we have to proliferate. This is what we leave for our children and our grandchildren. That's our responsibility. These other people are radicalized to being nuts. I mean, you drop a kid off and you go run over an agent and then you get drilled and suddenly you're like some sort of martyr. You're willing to blow up a 5-year relationship and a relationship with your child because you bought into Israel bad, Gaza good. Let me marry a Gaza man that I've never met.
In the best interest of Code Pink, which is, obviously a communist organization and always has been. I struggle to wrap my head around the thought process of Renee Good, the thought process of Andrew Preddy, and now Laura Pino. And they just keep coming up with more, Los. They just keep radicalizing more and more and more people. I'm wondering how in the world. I mean, I guess it's like a cult. Because you watch a lot of cult documentaries.
Always ends the same way.
And exactly right. And it always
ends in sex.
Well, that right. It's the way it always ends.
After you've taken all the programming and you've shunned the rest of the world, that's the point where then it turns into. And now
I want to have sex with
Gaza man to make sure that we have a marriage here,
dude.
It's a cult mindset.
The brainwashing that must go in, and how weak-minded you must be. Can you imagine being that weak in your own daily life? What you believe in, what makes you, that you are so weak that somebody can tell you to do something and you'll throw it all away and do it.
What I see when I recognize this mindset, I see a glazing over of the eyes. When you bring up a particular topic and you see the glaze over happen, and what is now going to come out of that person's mouth is whatever the politics they've been told by, whether it's an MS Now or anything else. They go into like pre-program mode, and they're not able to actually discuss the points because that's where the arena of ideas always makes them very upset. That's why they always get emotional and they just want to fight you or whatever they want to do. It's because they're now just espousing what they've been told. They're not functionally able to think for themselves. It's just they go into program mode and that's what they spit out. Why do you think that these people have to get their downloads on a regular basis so they have to have their up-to-date talking points? Because they don't think for themselves.
Mm-mm.
In what world does a woman who has, first off, a 5-year relationship with a man and a child, okay, fine, that's how it goes.
Doesn't seem ideal.
But if you were to then say, By the way, I'm kind of breaking this thing off because I'm marrying a man I've never met over Zoom because he's from Gaza and I need to empower him according to what Code Pink has told me to do.
Equal the playing field, her words. And then apparently they found, where her social media post talks about students have rights and powers because she's a teacher and abilities. They do the fighting. They do the protesting. We're here to guide them. That is the role model I have found as one of the co-sponsors for the Students for Justice of Palestine Club. So not only did she wear it.
Now she's indoctrinating others.
That's exactly right. She's handing it off, and how many of those kids later down the road will do the exact same stuff? It's awful, man. They're setting those kids up for failure, complete failure, in a world of self-hatred.
I would just suggest, and you just, pick out the most fervent one. Have them stay in their Western garb and say, why don't you go walk down the streets there? See how that works out for you.
It's not going to work out well.
It's like that tongue. It's like the rabid dog.
That's right.
It's like you think, no, I gave this dog shelter. I helped provide for this dog. I fed it a can of food.
Yeah.
Then you're wondering why the dog is on your head.
Yeah, why it's biting you. You can't change it, man. These people.
You can't turn the third world into the first world.
That's right. And we're seeing that all over this country.
All over this country. You keep bringing in the third world.
And you become the third world.
They don't turn into first worlders.
It's not who they are. When we come back, the war for the DNC. Next on the Morning Extra on Extra 106.3, and be listening for that winning texting keyword for $250 in celebration of 250 years of America. We'll give you a keyword, and then you'll cash it in with the Kimmer Show this afternoon on Extra.
It's time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
Well, I was going to gleefully talk about how Donald Trump has pounded Iran into the desert, but he hasn't, so something else. How stupid Americans are. I'm sorry, but they are. You don't believe it? These European visitors are really impressed with America. Maybe they have yet to walk up to an American and say, hey, I'm from Poland. Can you tell me what the capital of my country is? More likely than not, no, they wouldn't be able to. Now, I discussed this with Kimmer a couple of days ago on his show, but I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to hear it. Just how dumb are cruise passengers? First, some of the weird questions they ask. They're getting a tour of the bridge, and they want to know where the periscope is. Then they want to know if the waiters live on board. No, they come in by shuttle every day. Do you generate your own electricity on this ship? What do they think, an extension cord? But even funnier than that was a list I read last week about the complaints that cruise passengers have. How about this one? There's too many gays on board. Well, first of all, how do you know? Then somebody else complains that it's just too windy on deck when the ship is sailing. Another complaint about too many children. That passenger was on a Disney cruise. In this, well, this is my favorite. A passenger goes to the service desk and complains that the microwave in his cabin isn't working. Sir, we don't have microwaves in the cabins. Well, my cabin has one, and it's not working. So this agent says, well, show me. They go to the room, and the passenger's trying to warm up coffee in the safe in the closet. I can only hope he wasn't American. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Need a break from all the political talk? Tune into Holy Crap It's Sports with Pete Davis every weekday at 5:20 on The Kimmer Show. It's your daily dose of what's hot in the sports world, from the field to the locker room, with Pete's unfiltered opinion and a side of laughs. It's smart, it's funny, it's sports with edge. Holy Crap It's Sports. Catch it at 5:15 only on The Kimmer Show on Extra 106.3. WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. The 8 a.m. hour is brought to you by Central Heating and Air.
He insists yet again Iran will not have a nuclear weapon. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Trump wrote that on Truth Social this morning. The day after posting, it's very possible Iran will never learn, and we will be forced to militarily complete the job, and Iran's Islamic Republic will no longer exist amid more weekend fighting.
Technical talks on fleshing out the proposed peace deal are reported by Reuters to be planned for Tuesday in Qatar, but the Iranian deputy foreign minister insists they have nothing in the diary this week. This after the United States and Iran agreed to end a recent renewal of violence. American strikes against Iranian targets near the Strait of Hormuz were met with attempted Iranian drone attacks on the U.S. military in Bahrain. The flare-up began with Iranian strikes on 2 ships attempting to transit the strait.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. The price of oil is up 1%, but WTI has dropped recently to almost pre-Iran conflict levels. Gas has not fallen back to that yet. AAA's national average for regular $3.86 a gallon today. In another Truth Post this morning, the president urged people to report any gas station price abuses after demanding last week oil companies lower pump prices faster. More than 4 days after double earthquakes rocked Venezuela, they still dig through rubble looking for survivors. Thousands remain missing. More than 1,400 have died. And Fox's Nate Foy's in Caracas.
This 17th-floor condo building fully collapsed. We spoke with a woman who has a cousin who is living on the 2nd floor, still holding out hope that she's alive. And we've had several aftershocks, which poses a damage for all these rescue workers.
And there is just another strong aftershock a few minutes ago. The wildfire fight continues in Utah and Colorado, where 3 firefighters were killed over the weekend, 2 injured.
The U.S. Wildland Fire Service says the deaths and burn injuries Saturday happened in Mesa County, Colorado, during a burn incident resulting in shelter deployment. That's an extreme emergency situation when fast-moving flames overtake the firefighters' position, leaving no way out. They lie on the ground under a quickly unpacked portable heat shield.
That's Fox's Chris Foster. America's listening to Fox News.
We wouldn't be celebrating America 250 if it wasn't for a strong foundation set by the framers. Hamilton built America's financial foundation on sound money, later embodied by the gold standard. But we abandoned that discipline in 1971 and have seen inflation erode the dollar's value. What's the foundation of your saving? Is it gold or something that can be devalued? Hi, it's Dr. Ron Paul, and I encourage you to speak with my friends at Birch Gold Group about diversifying an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold. Learn more by requesting a free info kit on gold IRAs. Just text the word SHELTER to the number 989898. Let Birch Gold help you build your foundation with gold. Text the word SHELTER to the number 989898. Text SHELTER to 989898.
Want weather? Grab your phone. Need traffic? Grab your phone. Conservative news and talk, also on your phone. Get the Extra 106.3 app.
Tug and Los until 10. Morning, y'all. Appreciate you being here. I mean, if Winger don't get you fired up on a Monday morning, I don't know what will. I mean, if you reflect back to Beavis and Butthead, remember the little goofy kid, little blonde-haired kid? I don't remember his name. Stuart, maybe? That was his T-shirt. You know, Beavis and Butthead, Metallica, and AC/DC, and the little nerdy kid
who had Winger.
Or the Winger
T-shirt. Kip Winger. Apparently just... I mean, it's not AC/DC.
No, it's definitely not. You want to talk about formulaic rock? Good Lord.
Yeah, it worked, though.
Yeah, it did. Absolutely. They had their minute in the spotlight, but they never had staying power as far as, you know, people continuing to listen to them, people reflecting back about how good they were back in the day.
Daddy says she's too young.
Yeah, that's right. But she's old enough for me. That was the line as you said it. Goodness, the song was called 17.
I'm just so glad that, like, in such a beaten mode, Tug's like, but she's old enough for me.
Dude, well, but it's just so... It just sounds gross to say it out loud, you know?
It was a different time period.
Well, it was, and I don't know how old he was at the time. Was he may have been early 20s for all I know. Not that she's still underage anyway it goes, but
Kip Winger was born in 1961.
Oh, so he's older than us.
Oh, significantly.
Yeah, but
not even close.
Yeah, but I remember being in high school. I felt like high school was when they were hitting.
Was that 89?
I think it was early or later than I thought it was 90s. Was it not 90s? It may have been 80. Yeah, I guess you're right. That was it because it was the end of the hairband thing.
1988.
88. There
so he was 27.
Oof. Can you imagine?
She's only 17.
Oof. Can you imagine singing that? Good Lord.
Yeah, I know what's going to get people supporting my music.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to talk about underage girls. Good.
It was a different time.
It was, man. Holy cow. Unbelievable. But anyway, they become the butt of all the jokes. They were the Nickelback before Nickelback was a thing. You know, when hating on Nickelback was cool. It was to hate on Winger. And now I think it's quite clear as to why.
That's just mean.
Yeah, well, but come on, dude. They're just weird and gross. And now, the older I get, the grosser it is. You know what I mean? It's like, because I don't know that I thought about it. When I was probably less than, I wasn't even 17 when that song was a hit. I think I was probably, I don't know, maybe 13, maybe something like that, maybe.
I was like 8 years old.
Yeah, so, somewhere in there, yeah. So I didn't think about it, but now looking back, yuck. What a weirdo that dude
But you were singing it hard back then.
Oh, dude, I was. I loved it then. No, absolutely. Because then it was like Cougar 17, because I was 13. I was like, give me a Cougar. Let's go.
Do you imagine like if a 17-year-old girl was interested in me when I'm like 14?
Yeah. Dude, I'm the coolest guy in the school. There's nobody cooler than me.
Happened to a friend of mine, Jeff, when he was a freshman.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. And we were all like, man, made us like,
dude, he's the
we all grew
guy.
up together from like first grade on, but during that year, it was like, man, I kind of hate Jeff.
Yeah. Jeff's got something going on.
Jeff's got something going on. The rest of us, we
don't.
The rest of us look like we're 14.
Yeah, that's right.
He looks like 18.
When he was an infant. Let me tell you what this Bryce has done. This Bryce has decided to splurge on himself.
I did.
And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I know I wouldn't do this. But Bryce, because it's maybe a once-in-a-lifetime thing, with all the glowing reviews of World Cup and how much people love America that have come here just to, to experience this and fallen in love with the United States, they may never let the World Cup come back, ever. So
they're bidding. Talks about 2038.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's wait and see.
We'll see.
Yeah. Can you imagine, dude? The communists around the world, they're like, no way.
All the people around the world are pissed about, it's a terrible time.
It's supposed to be awful. Anyway, Bryce Los has spent some change to go to a World Cup game down at the Atlanta Stadium since they can't call it Mercedes-Benz.
Okay, well, good for you. Bryce has been talking about doing this. Now, Bryce, I want to ask you this. I don't want specifics. You don't have to get into that. But have you ever seen those commercials where they talk about how much salary has to go into an engagement ring?
Yes.
Was this engagement ring territory or significantly less?
No, it was less.
Okay, good. Because I know some people that were going crazy.
I was thinking about engagement ring territory, but
he didn't do that.
Good for you.
I was smart. I'm going on Wednesday for England Congo.
Good enough.
Yeah, exactly. It's a game.
How often do you get a chance to go to a World Cup match?
I'm not trying to poo-poo this, y'all.
I would not. I do not. I'm with you.
I figured why not?
I have no interest. Zero. If it were Team USA or the U.S. men's national team, get it right. If it were that, then there would be a consideration. But England, Congo?
England's got some good fans. It's going to be a good atmosphere.
Who are you cheering for?
England.
Okay, I guess.
It's really just about
the experience. I don't know. My son went to one of the Copa America games that was here. Was it 2 years ago?
That sounds right.
And
World Cup, Copa America, one of those.
Yeah, and I think he saw Messi play.
Yeah.
Is he Argentina?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so he did. He said that was the coolest thing that I've ever seen. He was like, it reminded me of a college football environment. So I guess if you're going to get that, then I get. And I think if I were to ask my 22-year-old son if he wanted to go, he'd probably say yes. But for me, I'm not spending that kind of money on a game that I don't care about at all. It'd be like,
that's fair. No, I
you
can
know what
see
I mean.
that.
Let's say Alabama and Clemson were playing in the national championship. I wouldn't go to that either. I'd just watch it on TV. You know what I mean? Because if it were my team, I would want to go. Like when Los has gone to, gosh, I'm so envious. Los got to go to the Rose Bowl. I say got to go. We made
the commitment.
They made the commitment to go do that.
We made it work.
They did the same thing with Notre Dame, and that's so awesome. It was
beg,
so
borrow,
cool.
and steal our way there to Notre Dame.
But you did it, and it's awesome. That is a great memory. That I can get on board with. That I can make the commitment. But when it's somebody I don't give a rip about one way or another,
I would agree with you, but I just don't know the next time I'm going to get the opportunity.
Oh, it might be
to go to
never.
a World Cup.
It might be never.
Exactly. So I figure, because I've been thinking about it, I was going to spend like $4,000 on a semifinal
Good
ticket.
Lord, which he did not do, Los, by the way. Yeah, he did not.
Good for you.
I was thinking about it.
He
and there's a
used his
chance
head.
it could be Argentina, Brazil, and then
even if it were.
But England, Congo.
I can't wait to go see England, Congo. It's going to be great. Boy, let's go.
Everybody has said that Atlanta has had a great atmosphere for games.
sure
the Congo
it is.
fans have been here. They've been fun.
The Congo fan has been?
Yeah.
Of course they have.
And I'm not sure if you know this, but I was scrolling through the deep interwebs last night.
Here comes the brag.
Yeah.
And England fans apparently got a special ticket discount for the Braves on Wednesday night.
Okay.
So there's going to be a whole bunch of England fans.
Okay.
All right. But good enough.
But U.S. plays that night. So.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, look, I'm glad you're going. If that's what you want to do, I love it. I wouldn't have spent my money that way. I wouldn't have.
You do you, Bryce.
That's right.
I support you.
I appreciate it, Los. I'm glad I have a supportive dad.
Yeah,
That's right.
That's right, because I'm not. I'm like, son, what are you doing?
It's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm on board with it. You do you.
Yeah. 8 o'clock hour. Brought to you by Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier expert, 770-GET-HEAT, CentralHeat.com. The first thing to know.
Way out west, there's a show, the Morning Xtra, the Morning Xtra. Tug so bold, deep in the story, breaking news that's bold.
Let's talk about what is going on in the Democrat side. We touched on a little bit of this in the previous hour, but I don't think we can downplay this. The Democrat Party currently has a civil war, and it played out on the Sunday talk shows.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
That's what it's turned into. Now, this is an advantageous situation for us, and we need to play into it because what you've had a big push. Remember, we've had the MAGA's dead, MAGA's dying, look what's happening. The CNN numbers continue to point out at this point there has not been, when you look at the last 25 years, a more popular president with his voters than Donald Trump. All right? Not Obama at this point, not George Bush, not Joe Biden. None of them have been as popular as Donald Trump is with his voters at this point. All right? So that's what you're selling here. What is going on the other side is this entire battle of the coast versus the rest of the Democrats. And the coast, even California is looking at New York and it's like, not that communist, guys.
Come on.
Like, listen, we got a pretty good grift here. We're stealing a lot of money. This is how we're funding our work. What are y'all doing? Because the communists of New York, they're the ones that are willing to bite every hand. You're like, wait a minute, listen, we got a grift here going. This is how we fill the coffers. And they look at it as, yeah, the Bernie Sanders of the world ain't communist enough.
Yeah, that's right.
And so that's the fight. That is the angle. We talked about it for months when we were going through primary season, that what is going to win this election and decide this election as we get into the November midterms will not be revealed to us until the months leading up. It's not what's happening in April or May. And as we get into July, it's still not going to be, in my opinion, revealed to us. But we're starting to see it a little bit. And the fight is, how do you create an issue, a chasm, as it's been pointing out by several of the prominent Democrats, between the Democrats that are socialist-oriented and the flat-out communists? That's the fight here. Because what is the best thing about communists? They kill other communists.
That's right. And
they go after them.
The crazy thing is seeing this civil war play out and people that used to be comrades not getting along anymore. Like, say, James Carville, who said, no, I don't have a place in this party. And he was referring to the communist that was elected in New York, Cavalier, whatever it is. Close enough. You know what I mean? Where she was like, I don't believe in interracial marriages, and I don't believe in the American way of life, basically, is what she said. And James Carville said, what? Matter of fact, you have it. Let's play. Listen to what James Carville said.
Mr. Valiant, I'm the New York Times reported, and I have the quote right here. I'll get to it. She is against, passed off all her views. She has attacked interracial relationships in the American flag. Lady, I ain't in the same party as you. I'm sorry. I just not. And I actually do think it's time for Democrats to talk the S word, schism. I really do. Everybody's always said, no, we're coalition, we're big tent. And there's just some that I can't be in the same tent. And
that's what I'm saying, dude. He's like, what in the world's going on? There's some S that I just can't. James Carville. He said, I cannot be in the same party. This ain't a big tent. This is a crazy tent.
What's wild about it is and we have talked about this coalition that even concerns the Democrats. What you do have right now is you have a group of people, largely whether it's through family, through birth, or through immigration, that are from the third world. And that third world does not believe, like some of them are from a caste system. Some of them firmly don't believe in interracial marriage. Some of them believe stay in your tribe, only your tribe. What they've done is they've mixed that with communism to know how they can get a foothold in American society. For the longest time, we would talk about like feminism. For 20 years, Rush Limbaugh would always talk about it. Feminism was the way that ugly women were able to get active and to get involved in regular society. All right, these people have used communism in order to get a foothold. And so when they're talking about a lack of interest in interracial marriage or
the American flag
or Sharia law, that is where a guy like James Carville's like, honey, we're not in the same party. I'm like, that's why it's a civil war, baby. That's what's going on. We don't have this issue on our side.
And the crazy thing is, with James Carville saying I'm out, remember when I was talking about the comrades not getting along anymore because Bill Clinton this weekend, he says it's great. He thinks this communist takeover of the Democrat Party is great.
He doesn't recognize it yet.
He doesn't. Or does he? And he just wants to be the guy that is beloved. You know what I mean? He's like, how do I continue to be beloved in this party? I'll just say, yeah, we're going to go along with this, even whether he believes it or not.
Sounds great.
Sounds great.
Where do we sign up?
Absolutely. Because, I mean, really, what has he got to win or lose? I mean, he's loaded. He's never going to hurt for money. He'll be in the top. He's socialism and communism. That's for you, not for the people on the top. So he's got nothing to lose. James Carville recognizes it. He doesn't have a place.
No, not if things continue to move this way.
And they can use Bill any way they want. You know what I mean? They'll use him as, the centrist told me it was great.
The guy from Arkansas.
Yeah, he said it's great.
He said it's fine. It's
Exactly
totally
right.
good. No, this needs to be exploited. And most notably, it needs to be exploited in this state when it comes to our governor races and when it comes to our Senate races. That is where we need to take this opportunity and point out this is the direction they're going. Is it all of them? No, because the news media is trying desperately on the Sunday shows. Hey, how do we rein this thing back in?
Yeah,
they're not saying it outright.
Show it.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, David, he called in to say the exact same thing. He's like, the news media is trying to figure out how to
rein it back in.
How to rein this back in so it doesn't look so aggressive, doesn't look so bad.
David, that's a way to pick up on that. That's why you're part of the 1%. That, I'd had it in my show notes. Everything I watch Sunday is trying to get Democrats that are currently in power, not the ones that are running for office. How do we get current Democrats in power to downplay what is happening? Remember, just a week ago, even 2 weeks ago, it was the danger of Graham Plattner.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, he's a turd of a dude and he's a socialist, but he isn't even as far left as these people that are in New York.
The dude with the Nazi tattoo
is not as far left. The dude with the Nazi tattoo and the crazy, and he's going like, hey, why don't y'all settle it down a little bit? I need to get into the Senate around here.
You have to laugh at it or you'll cry. But I heard Jesse Kelly, I think it was Thursday or Friday night, I was out and about, and he said, don't be misled. This won't be contained to New York and California. And he's exactly right. He was like, it always starts small. Wait till they start winning in middle America. It'll take longer, but they are going to try. And you're seeing this stuff pop up in places like Iowa. And Lord only knows in Michigan and places like that. It always starts small, and then it continues to grow and fester. Just be aware. We have it in Georgia. There's this candidates thing that they're socialists in Georgia. Will they get elected right out of the gate? Probably not. But once they take over the Democrat Party, that's who you're going to be running against.
It's a party of promising you free stuff. And your intuition tells you, ain't nothing free.
That's exactly right.
It's always trading off with your liberty.
How do you not see it? How do you not see it? David saw it. Los saw it. And I'm sure you saw it too. But does everybody see it? I don't know the answer. 8 o'clock hours brought to you by Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier expert. 770-GET-HEAT, centralheat.com. Independent voters favor one party over the other on secure borders. Guess which one? Next on Extra.
You can stream Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station while you work at extra1063.com. Get the latest from the Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, and Neil Boyce, and stay connected at the office. That's xtra1063.com.
Did you know you can add renewing your driver's license or ID card to your grocery list? The Georgia Department of Driver Services now offers self-service kiosks at select Kroger and Publix locations. From renewing or replacing to updating your address, the kiosks will issue a temporary paper license, and you'll receive a permanent card in the mail. Skip the line and save time by adding your driver's license renewal to your grocery list today. You'll even get a $5 discount on your order. Visit dds.georgia.gov to learn more. Sponsored by the Georgia Department of Driver Services.
Join Daniel Matalon, CEO of A Second Chance Bail Bonds, and co-host Tug Howard as they bring together law enforcement, justice insiders, and voices from every part of the justice system, victims, advocates, and people who've turned their lives around. It's not PR, it's not fluff. It's an honest talk about what's working, what's broken, and how to build a better path forward, one second chance at a time. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. or listen to the podcast anywhere. Justice Unfiltered. Unfiltered, informed, and unbiased.
So you got into an argument. Things got heated. Then a fight broke out, and it landed you in jail. Now what? You need A Second Chance Bail Bonds. They can get you or your loved one out of jail quickly, in most cases, in a few hours. So make the right call. A Second Chance Bail Bonds. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call 404-BAIL-OUT. That's 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
Commuting every day? Well, the 2026 Toyota Camry is now all hybrid, which means for you up to 53 miles per gallon in the city. An easy way to cut those fuel stops without giving up comfort. At Marietta Toyota, every new Toyota includes our nationwide lifetime powertrain warranty, unlimited time, and unlimited mileage for as long as you own it. And we're voted Best of COP for 2026, Best New Car Dealership, and Best Service Center for well-qualified buyers. 6.49% APR for 72 months is available on the new 2026 Camry Hybrid through June 30th. Non-Toyota owners may qualify for a $1,000 Camry Conquest bonus cash, no trade-in required. Remember, visiting us on Cobb Parkway South means you're going to get the best deal possible. We're just north of Truist Stadium. Marietta Toyota since 1975. We've been here and we'll be here for you.
6.49% APR for 72 months with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. Not all buyers are qualified. $1,000 Conquest for eligible current non-Toyota owners. Must finance and lease through Southeast Toyota Finance. No trade required. And 6/30/2026. See dealer for details. All prices exclude tax, tag, title, and include $699 dock fee and $257 electronic tag fee.
Babe, can you knock out my honey-do list today?
Oh, I know. I told you I'd get to it this weekend. Hi, I'm Chris Lalomia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. I can't fix your marriage, but I can fix your house. With our handyman for a day service, we'll handle those drywall patches, that door that won't latch, the leaky faucet, and the wood rot all around your house. The whole punch list. Done fast, done right. You keep your weekend, she gets the house done. Everybody wins. Book your handyman for a day at thetrustedtoolbox.com. One call, one handyman, one day, the Trusted Toolbox.
I'm Patrick Brown, former Army Ranger in the United States Army. Like many service members, I had to make difficult choices when leaving the military. And the most challenging thing was finding purpose in a new phase of life. Housing, employment, education, way too many decisions and no idea where to start. That was until I met the Warrior Alliance. They made it simple. They listened and quickly connected me to the services I needed. And like a trusted friend, they even followed up to make sure I was squared away. Change a veteran's life today by donating at thewarrioralliance.org, helping warriors navigate to success after service.
Domain Analyst 2 Grid of the Future positions offered by Southwire Company LLC in Atlanta, Georgia. Assist with anticipating, tracking, and validating relevant electrical industry trends, innovations, and federal initiatives towards the Grid of the Future domain. Position based in Atlanta, Georgia. Telecommuting permitted from anywhere within the United States. Domestic travel required up to 25% of working time. Please submit resumes and transcripts to careers@southwire.com. Reference job ID 8679470.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
It's Monday, June 29th, and here are your headlines. Democratic Socialists are expanding their efforts for major primary wins in New York City. Backed by Mayor Zohran Montgomery, several far-left candidates defeated establishment Democrats. And now the Democratic Socialists of America say they're targeting races in Colorado, Michigan, and Wisconsin as they push to grow their influence nationwide. MARTA says it has transported 1.7 million riders during Atlanta's World Cup events. Officials say the busiest day came during the Morocco-Haiti match, when more than 220,000 people rode the rail system. Other World Cup matches set for Wednesday as MARTA continues its expanded service. And finally, police in Riverdale are asking for your help as a vulnerable missing child advisory remains in effect for 6-year-old Ramon Jett, who disappeared Friday. He was last seen about around 11:30 in noon wearing a green shirt and camouflage shorts and is about 3 feet 5 inches tall. Deputies say the child is nonverbal and may be unable to ask for help. Anyone with information is urged to call 911. Today's weather will be a mix of sun and clouds with a chance of a stray thunderstorm throughout the day. It'll be a high of 96 and a low of 76. Your Extra 106.3 headlines. I'm Bryce Gobert.
Tug and Los until 10 on Extra 106.3.
Found another Winger fan.
I see that. Yes. We have cause to stir this morning with the discussion of Kip Winger and the band Winger. They had that song 17. That was the first big hit back in 88. Los looked it up. And the older I get, the more creepy that song is. And now that Kip Winger's like, how old was he? 65?
60-something. Yeah.
So it was in his 60s.
65, yeah.
Can you imagine him singing that song now, like on stage? And if you're going out on tour, that was your biggest hit by far.
That's your monster.
You're going to save it to last, and you're 65 or 60, whatever it is, and you're thinking she's only I just don't know about this, dude. To call.
So, good, strong listener Stephanie pointed out that her best friend in college had a roommate that loved Winger.
Okay. All right. And had
my best friend freshman year in college loved Winger.
Yes, well,
giant Kip Winger poster in her room.
I'm just saying, would you go see a 65-year-old Kip Winger singing "She's Only 17"? Because I would not.
Does he change the lyrics? Can't change the lyrics.
No, that's your hit. What is he going to sing it to? She's only 21? Is he going to get it at least to the
I guess, make it a little better?
I don't know, man. I'm not going to see it. I'm never going to see Winger, ever, because it's so damn creepy.
I'm asking AI the question. The answer is yes, Kip Winger still performs 17 to this day.
They have to. They don't. I mean, Headed for a Heartbreak was kind of half of a hit. I mean, I don't even. That's the only two I remember, as a matter of fact. 17 and Headed for a Heartbreak.
Full band track for Winger. Like, apparently he does play the occasional acoustic show.
Okay.
But 17's only when they got the full band.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Getting to some answers around here on the Morning Extra.
17 and 88, Miles Away, I don't even remember. Headed for a Heartbreak, I brought it up. That was the power ballad. Can't Get Enough, I don't remember that. Easy Come, Easy Go, I do remember that. Kind of that was in 1990, but 17 is their hit. There's no way he doesn't play that when he does it acoustic. There's no way. What else are you going to play? Who's going to come see you? What would be the reason they come see you? Your biggest hit, you're saying you're not playing? Get out of here. And your biggest hit's gross.
Here's the question for Tug. How many albums did Winger sell? What do you think they sold? We'll say this in the United States alone, because that's we can track this according to bestsellingalbums.org. How many think that they sold?
I'm going to say 3 million.
Not bad. You're good at this. 2 million.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 million.
I overshot a little bit.
Yeah, they did get to platinum status during 88 and 90.
Well, yeah, with 17, because, dude, that was everywhere. I mean, it was MTV, it was rock radio, it was everywhere. Everywhere. And could you imagine standing in front of a 65-year-old man singing she's only 17. Yuck. No.
I'm against that.
Dude, I'm a music fanatic. I'm not going to see Winger. I'm just not going.
I saw this list online.
I went and saw Hank Williams Jr. I'm not going to see Winger.
It was on X, and it was talking about like the 7 or 8 things that men do when they're having like midlife crisis. Like one of them was like date a 23-year-old. Okay. I was like, sounds terrible. And I start marathoning. I'm like, sounds terrible. I went through every single one of them, and at no point did I think to myself, maybe I should go see Kip Winger.
No. Yeah, no. Definitely not. Just not going to see Winger. Just not going to do it. Morning Extra, Extra 106.3. This will go by the numbers.
But I'll be all right as long as there's light from a math dude. Most people don't like math. They run from the sun.
Going to play you a piece of audio from Harry Anton, and I think we got a couple of them to get to. Independents favor Republicans when it comes to the borders, and you'll understand why. I mean, just open your eyes.
Party trusted more on border security. Among all voters, look at this Republican lead. It's a 16-point advantage. Republicans running away with it. Republicans far more trusted than Democrats are when it comes to border security. And look at among independents. Look at this lead among independents. It's nearly double what it is versus the entire electorate overall. A 30-point advantage for Republicans on border security. They are trusted far more on border security than Democrats are. And of course, that's because at the top of the ticket, right, the top of the very top in the executive branch, President Trump actually is running a positive net approval rating when it comes to border security.
It's so obvious as to why Republicans are more favored there. Now, look, we joke about it. We want to get Trump up to Barack Obama numbers when it comes to deportations. Barack Obama, in the time when he was president, though, knew he had to do something to appear not to be a communist, because people were saying, this dude's he's a low-key communist. I know he is. I can feel it. I can see it in the things he says and he does. And then now it has come full circle. Everything he envisioned in that fundamental changing of America is being seen through Mamdani and the whole DSA takeover of the Democrat Party.
Wash and repeat. There is a tried and true message that gets through the American people. The open border. And if you talk about the communists need and want to open up that border in order to crush your welfare programs and to reset the entirety of the system, then that resonates with people around the country. As Mamdani had pointed out over the weekend, well, it's a policy issue.
Yeah, it's not a policy. It's a fundamental, foundational belief in the way America is and should be versus the way that they would like for it to be by importing the third world.
So, and I would encourage, if you are talking about a local race, like, for instance, Georgia Senate, and here is John Ossoff on a debate stage. If he is not asked about his opinion of open borders or challenged on open borders, that's a mistake. That's one of those that hits a home run every single time.
It's going to resonate with anybody, especially, and those independents are so important during this election cycle, so important.
And one of the arguments, and even Keisha Lance Bottoms is doing this right now when it comes to the race for governor. She's talking about, there's this many, and you can put the number together, whatever you want to come up with, whether it's 50,000, 500,000. Look at the Georgians in the last year who have had their health care numbers, their rates go up, the amount they're spending on health care go up. My simple retort is, yeah, because you stopped taking money from me to subsidize it.
That's right. You stopped taking my money to pay for it for somebody else.
I got a pay raise.
That's right. That's exactly right.
You go find a job, or you go find a position, get more skilled, get more talented, where your company has to provide you health care, rather than you sitting on the Obamacare exchanges and suddenly you go, oh my God, why did it go up by 300%? Because Americans stopped paying for your inability to go find your health care. That is what you start telling the truth to these people. Because when you say, well, 50,000, 500, whatever the number is, in the state of Georgia, well, their health care is going up. Well, listen, all of our health care is going up. But she's pointing out the people that are on the exchanges that now have to actually pay for their health care.
But the crazy thing is, Los, is that was the entire plan from the get-go, from the beginning.
Yes,
that's what Obamacare wanted. This is all this. When I say it's coming to fruition now, so many layers of the Obama plan is unfolding now.
It was always going to happen. It was subsidized during the COVID era so that you weren't going to be hit with the same pricing increases that were coming no matter what. All that's happened in 2026 is not some miracle. This was always designed to have this happen. It was always built to fail in this way. And so these are the sorts of things I believe that drive it home. So I would always point out to anybody in these local races, I'd point out to Keisha Lance Bottoms, I hope that Rick Jackson asks her about her policy on open borders. Because the minute that any one of these people in a purple state start talking about this, I would ask them about voter ID, where the numbers with the Hispanic, the black, and the white communities are all the same. They're all 76 plus about expecting voter ID. You pin these people, even if they don't have policy that attaches to it. You pin them to an opinion that we know does not work for the rest of the state.
And you can go after Keisha Lance Bottoms that way, and also John Ossoff. Do the exact same thing because they both are vulnerable in those positions. Do you want open borders? Do you believe that you should be paying for other people's health care? Is that what you want? Because that is what they want, and they're very vocal about it. All you have to do is ask them about it. Make sure that they're on the record talking about it. That's how you win.
Yeah, because as of now, Keisha Lance Bottoms has completely gotten away from open borders. What she's talked about is separation of families and also not working with ICE. So you're already into that area where you know what the answer is.
That's buzzword. That's code for open borders. We're not working with ICE. Well, what does ICE do? Remove illegals.
Right.
So we're breaking it that way.
We want to abolish ICE. Yeah. We don't want to work with ICE. All right, well...
Do you want open borders?
What would you want? Well, we want a broader stance on our border policy.
That doesn't mean anything.
That's the terms they use.
That's right, because it doesn't mean anything. And you're able to use that, and you know there's not a moderator alive that's going to call her on that. They're not any of them. The moderators are usually in the Democrat, maybe the socialist camp. They're not going to call them on it. And I think, with Donald Trump being committed to getting people out of the country that don't belong here, it's what he ran on, it's what he was elected on. That's one of his most strong points of view, and that's why he's so beloved.
This is not very difficult. Donald Trump has, once again, delivered more tax cuts. Whether you want to talk about the no tax on tips that your communist states refuse to go ahead and go along with, they're like, well, we'll just tax you at the state level. Well, we're not taxing you at the federal level. This is what's going on. Also, an aggressive border, a closed border. And now his big push, and this is the problem that we have, and this might take a victory in the midterms to finally be able to get SAVE Act and voter ID. Because the establishment on both ends is solidly, nope, won't do it.
Not going to happen.
Not going to allow it. Well, here's CNN, here's Harry Enton, here's their number and statistics man. And here is him explaining, and this is part of the process when I talk about 2028 and why you don't hear the Democrats talking anymore about, well, we're going to take the House and Hakeem Jeffries is going to be Speaker. Right now, they're talking about, oh my God, is Hakeem Jeffries even going to be in leadership by the next Congress because of what's going on with the Democrats? But listen to the backing that Donald Trump has within his own party. And when it comes to 2026 and 2028, especially 2026, it's a turnout election. 2028 is then about the president and about a continuation of his policies. That is why you want a popular president. Take a listen to Harry Enton.
Republicans love Donald Trump more than any president's own party supporters loved him at this particular point. Just take a look here. Okay, own party supporters, 21st century presidents, own party approval about at this point in the second term. Bush was at 77%. Obama was at 77%. Look at this. 86% of Republicans approve of the job that Donald Trump is doing at this point. That is higher than either Obama or Bush had within their own party at this point. Trump's magic touch has not seemed to wear off yet when it comes to the Republican base.
And what kind of approval are we talking about here?
Okay, so we're talking about overall approval here. How about the strongly approved, not just like, but love. Okay, we're going to look at these same presidents again. Strong approval among your own party's base. What you see here is Trump is the only one who gets a majority at this point in their presidency. Obama was at 48%. Bush was at 47%. You see here Trump at 53%. Not as high as overall approval rating, but still getting a majority of the Republican base, at least in the average of polls, to say that they still really, really, really like him.
That's why he can push and I believe create turnout when it comes to this midterm election.
Then you have on the other side, Mamdani and the people in New York saying, no, we're not going to follow the SCOTUS ruling on temporary protected status, which Donald Trump went to SCOTUS to get.
Oh, let me just make sure I have this straight. I'm told constantly by the other side that this administration continues to be unconstitutional and illegal, yet your side, and this has been happening over the last basically 6-7 years, when you don't like something, you just refuse to adhere to the Supreme Court or the laws of the land.
Joe Biden did it. He said he was not going to listen to the SCOTUS on paying off education debt.
Yes.
Said he wasn't going to
paying off loans.
Kamala backed him up. Now Mamdani's saying, no, we're not going to cooperate with the federal government or allow ICE in New York City to operate. We're going to protect those people that were taken out from under temporary protected status. Now, the problem that most people don't know about is with that TPS, specifically from Haiti, and there's another country in Africa. Please forgive me for blanking on what it is. There's two countries, Haiti being one of them, that temporary protected status was supposed to last 18 months, and it's been going on 16 years. You wonder why people are fed up? You wonder why people are like, I'm done. I've been pushed to no limit.
This was always supposed to be about taking people from war-torn areas, places that were in conflict, places that had suffered catastrophic damage to the infrastructure, and if they wanted to come here temporarily, they could until life returned back to normal. 16 years later.
Dude.
So it's a ruling that is supposed to be what it's supposed to be, which is, because I was told by the Democrats, when Donald Trump referred to Haiti as an S-hole, I remember they all had their pictures of them in their shirts. Haiti's
right.
Beautiful. It's wonderful. Yeah. It's a great place.
Good.
Now they're like, you can't send them back there.
Well, why? Your T-shirt? You told me about the T-shirt.
You told me it was great.
We all had T-shirts? Everybody's matching, right?
Everybody good here? Yeah. Isn't that the whole plan? Now, there are going to be those, because we did talk to Dr. Rich McCormick because of his vote that originally was on some of this TPS stuff. We did talk to him about some of the ways that you're going to have people that will remain here. And it's going to be based on the work they're doing. But what we've now seen, and this is across the board, this is so general. When we look at the people that are in Minnesota, normally, namely the Somalis, and the majority of them are on welfare. A majority of these people have come into this country and have not been able to join this country and do what we've always been open to immigration as long as you're bringing something to the table so that you're not a drag on society. And yet these people continue to be on the welfare doles. Those are the first to go.
Our friend Phil Holloway, who is part of the Megyn Kelly Network, fine listener to the show, and comes in and sits with us sometimes, and it's always great to have him. He texts about this conversation. He said, you cannot bring there over here without turning here into there.
That's what happens.
Dude, it's exactly right.
And again, this is the reason why there is a temporary status, so that there comes here temporarily before it goes back to there.
Is 16 years temporary?
Doesn't feel that way.
Doesn't feel temporary. Temporary feels like a week. You know, we're gonna be out. You know what? They're doing some construction in our office. We're gonna be next door temporarily.
I want you to think about it in these terms. How long could you host your in-laws?
Yeah. What would be temporary? Would 16 years be temporary?
Probably not.
You'd be divorced.
Probably not.
You'd be divorced. It wouldn't work. It's just not good. I have a fine relationship with my in-laws. I couldn't live with them for 16 years. They couldn't live with me for 16 years. It's not temporary. The Democrat Party is DOA, the DNC, DOA, next on Extra 106.3.
Extra 1063 Sports, powered by 680 The Fan.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Monday, June 29th. The Atlanta Braves finished up the West Coast road trip with a 3-2 loss yesterday afternoon at the hands of the San Francisco Giants as the Bats remain afraid. The team gets an off day today before opening up a homestand that begins with the St. Louis Cardinals at Truist Park beginning on Tuesday night. The knockout round in the World Cup is underway. The U.S. men's national team will play Wednesday against Bosnia-Herzegovina. As for today, Japan and Brazil will kick off. That'll be the 1 o'clock start. Germany and Paraguay get things going at 4:30. Then tonight, the Netherlands plays Morocco. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
This is Tom, the Honest Car Guy. I'm here with Ron, and I'll let Ron tell you a little bit about his experience with us, and not only that, but the differences between a new car dealership and the Honest Car Guy, because there is a difference, with no doc fees and no addendums. It's kind of straightforward. They get to see what we pay for the car, and that's not something you get at a dealership.
Usually we're back and forth, and then you get like 1,400 pages of paper. And in this case, we did it all online. I mean, it was like, okay, I don't mind doing paperwork once I know that this is the deal.
And you got to see the financing, the numbers up front before you even bought it. You can make that call, and within hours, we can find you the car you want from your home. I mean, I had a customer call me up and say, hey, I bought a car in my pajamas.
If I'd have had some, I'd have been wearing them.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1. Or visit honestcarguy.com.
Fox on Tech.
There's a big upgrade to ChatGPT, but you won't likely see it for a while. OpenAI, the company behind the ever-popular ChatGPT artificial intelligence, which so many people use via a chatbot, is unveiling the latest version of the model, version 5.6. The company says it is the most advanced and complex model they've yet produced, but the general public won't have access to it, not even its paying customers, at least not yet. OpenAI is abiding by a request from the Trump administration to limit ChatGPT 5.6 to government and approved partners. The company says they don't want to have this be a regular thing. They'd rather release their newest stuff to everyone, but they want to help the U.S. government develop its workflow for cybersecurity and AI. OpenAI rival Anthropic made the same accommodation to the federal government recently for its models called Mythos 5 and Fable 5. With Fox on Tech, I'm Eben Brown, Fox News.
I'm Chad Pergram with the Speaker's Lobby. Congress could soon determine the future of college sports. A Senate panel has now prepped a bill to regulate college sports. It's a congressional Hail Mary as senators address name, image, and likeness for athletes, compensation packages, and transfers between schools. Quote, college sports is in crisis, declared Senate Commerce Committee Chairman Ted Cruz of Texas. Quote, you've got to do something rapidly, said Democratic Colorado Senator John Hickenlooper. The full Senate plans to debate the bill in July. Establishing a nationwide payout framework is a key aspect of the deal. Lawmakers know that inaction could mean that moneyed major programs will simply outbid smaller schools. The bill also restricts athletes to one transfer between schools during a 5-year period without penalty. Advocates for the legislation believe it protects student athletes. But there's skepticism. Republican Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville is the only former Division I head football coach in the Senate. Tuberville likened the regulation bill to Obamacare for sports. With the Speaker's Lobby, Chad Pergram, Fox News.
Finally, a president that will fight for American values.
The American dream is surging bigger and better than ever before.
And finally, an Atlanta news station that covers it the right way. Extra 106.3 isn't about traffic and weather. We care about the stories that matter most to you, your family, and your community. Get traffic and weather on your phone and get Atlanta's only conservative conversation right here on Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Coming up, we've got a winning texting keyword so you can score $250 for 250 years of America. We will give it out, and you will cash it in with Kimmer this afternoon here on Extra 106.3. Extra cash for your 4th of July weekend. A short week, too, this week, man.
Get some steaks.
Dude, I'm telling you. Or whatever, man.
We know how Los would spend it.
How would Los spend it?
You know how Los would spend it.
You know how I would.
Would you buy guns?
No. But the guns are good.
Would you buy vodka handles?
He wouldn't buy it.
Yeah, I mean, I already have that, though.
Would you Pay for airfare to go to another volleyball?
It's already paid for.
All right, what are you buying?
You know what I'd do with $250?
I'm afraid to ask.
2 chicks at the same time.
You said it. Wait, after the winger discussion, you still said it. That's what makes it so great.
Notice, I do it in character so that it can never come back to bite me in the same way that Tug does his thing.
It's smart. No, it's smart. Absolutely right.
You know what I'd do with $1 million.
That's right. Absolutely right. Or $250. But let me tell you, you have to find some sheep. I mean, good.
It's all hypothetical.
Yes, that's right.
You can hypothetically go to Wilkes over in my area of the woods and get yourself 1.5-inch porterhouses.
Shoot.
Now it's going to take a little longer, but man, it's going to be great steak.
So dang
Shout out
good.
to you, Wilkes.
Yeah, what's up?
I will not be buying meat from you this weekend because I'll be out of town.
That's right.
But I'll be thinking about you.
That's right. Country call out to the folks at Wilkes. DOA, that's what the Democrat Party is. DOA.
At least the old version of it. You know, your dad's version of it. You know, the guys that I grew up around where their parents were Democrats, but they didn't hate the country. They had a different view of when it came to immigration. They were much more against illegal immigration. When it came to the welfare system, they thought that it should be much more elaborate. But, you know, your dad, my dad's Democrats, they also were the party of 3 strikes and you're out. They were stringent when it came to, hey, we're going to make sure. What was it that we had from Joe Biden? These predators on the street?
Yeah.
All right, that was an old party. It doesn't exist anymore, especially the era of the Blue Dog Democrat. Socially progressive. Not that they believed in gay marriage, but they certainly didn't have a problem with maybe you want to smoke pot. How far away are we from that, who just said, we don't want to spend your money, but we just want a little pot?
Well, dude, Jillian Michaels. I mean, her story is pretty impressive of figuring it all out and then going, wait a minute, the Democrat Party is not the party of tolerance at all.
So here's Bill Maher over the weekend. Now, he had J.D. Vance on. And J.D. going, I talk about going on The View and then going on to Real Time with Bill Maher. At least when it came to Real Time with Bill Maher, and the left was so upset about this. They're like, why didn't you grill him? Because it's a discussion. And when he did grill him, J.D. Vance he's too quick for it. Too quick for this stuff in terms of being able to bounce from one topic to the next or to clarify a position or to explain his position. But this was Bill Maher talking about how those Democrats that we all used to know, they're not here anymore.
Like, if this is where the Democratic Party is going, where this democratic socialist, this obsession with Israel, with the Jew hating, with they don't believe in capitalism, no prisons, if this is where they're going, my vote is in play.
Okay.
And
I like to hear that.
It actually always has been. Every year, I don't make my decision by who was an R or a D. I actually always came to the conclusion that the Democrat was probably better.
Sure.
And voted for them.
Okay.
And Trump can't run again, and he'd be a little too exciting for me anyway. So it's either going to be you or Rubio.
It's Bill Maher talking to J.D. Vance about how as long as y'all don't go nuts, I don't get this other side. My vote's in play. That is an icon for 30 years of the left, flat out telling you that my vote's in play because they don't believe in prisons. And now we're starting to find out some of them don't believe in interracial marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what they want to do with your money. He's like, that at that point, we're so close to the Democrats, and they've given us little peeps of this stuff. But once they turn on the Bill of Rights and free speech, which we saw through social media in 2020, 2021.
It's
coming. But once that happens, the old school Democrat has no place. They don't have them now.
They've not said it out loud yet. If you remember going through COVID, they already showed you where they believe that freedom of speech ranks when they would pull people off social media, limiting that.
The woman who ran NPR talked about how the truth gets in the way
of the story,
of the progress
of what they need to get done.
They invented the term malinformation for information that was true, but it would hurt the cause.
Didn't help. That's why people like Rahm Emanuel, who's no conservative, said, I don't know what's going on with this party. People like James Carville. We played the audio of him a little bit earlier when he was like, I don't know what's going on here. I can't be in the same party with you, lady. And he was talking about the woman up in New York. Jillian Michaels, I brought it up and I have it in front of me. She's like, we were always the party of tolerance. I'm a lifelong liberal. And then she was like, well, wait a minute. They're making victims out of everybody. And she uses the 300-pound person that's going to die of type 2 diabetes. And the left was like, no, don't change. You're perfect. You're perfect.
Healthy at any weight.
At any weight. Instead of taking responsibility, instead of doing something to improve yourself, she made them the victim. And Jillian Michaels, lifelong liberal, has said, that doesn't make sense to me.
I only have, because I got to theorize this sort of stuff, because this is so massive to get your arms around. One of them is the importation of the people to areas of the country where they don't and they never have shared your values. And so when they find power, they use their own values, which are decidedly anti-American. That's part of it. The other part, in my opinion, that is kind of bubbling under the surface here, is what Charlie Kirk warned about years ago. It's like, if young people, especially those people on the coast where life is impossible for them to obtain the American dream, they will turn towards socialism and communism. And I believe that is what we're seeing in some of these places. Now, this is not everywhere. There are places that are very affordable in this country. But when you start trying to live a life, let's say this. Say you graduated from Georgetown. You did well, and you decided, I'm going to go work in the D.C. area. Do you know that when it comes to per capita income in some of those expensive places in the country are 3 of the counties that surround D.C.? Mm-hmm. If you want to have the house with the picket fence and, the husband or the wife with the dog, you can't swing it. It's impossible. You got to end up coming to Forsyth County with me. Now, please, leave your politics at the door unless it agrees with mine. Uh-huh. But that's what I'm talking about, that the reason why we have so many people that are leaving these metro areas that are young people, they're doing that in order to get the American dream. The ones that are staying, I think, are ripe to buy into this communist socialist language.
Boy, if you're disappointed by the American dream the way it is, wait until it's socialist. Wait till the government controls the American dream. Wait till they control the rent. And give me some Section 8 housing that you want to move into, because that's rent controlled. That's controlled by the government. Wait till you get the socialist version of the American dream. You think it's bad. You think it's tough. You're about to get a punch in the mouth.
We had a moment in the airport yesterday. We were in Orlando, and it was funny because I'm there with 3 young women, and they're volleyball girls. Like, their entire thing is it's competition, and it's you earn what you keep, right? And they were joking around about how the Starbucks doesn't have any of the creamers we normally have, and this isn't open over here, and this isn't open over here, and we can't get this over here, because it was a lot of people that got stuck in the Orlando airport. And I go, yeah, it kind of feels like living in a communist society. And one of them looks at me, she goes, it's very dystopian right now around here. She totally got it. Like, that was the one where I was like, thank you. I was like, the shortages here. Yeah. Oh, no, it's all available to you. Yeah. No, it's not. It's not. It was just a little joke that I made, and like the nodding, and the one that fired it back off at me, I was like, that's why you're one of my favorites on this team.
You're keeping up, kid. I like it.
Like, thank you.
It. The old Democrat Party, dead. What's the future look like of the Democrat Party? Tell you next on Extra.
It's time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
Well, I was going to gleefully talk about how Donald Trump has pounded Iran into the desert, but he hasn't, so something else. How stupid Americans are. I'm sorry, but they are. You don't believe it? These European visitors are really impressed with America. Maybe they have yet to walk up to an American and say, hey, I'm from Poland. Can you tell me what the capital of my country is? More likely than not, no, they wouldn't be able to. Now, I discussed this with Kimmer a couple of days ago on his show, but I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to hear it. Just how dumb are cruise passengers? First, some of the weird questions they ask. They're getting a tour of the bridge, and they want to know where the periscope is. Then they want to know if the waiters live on board. No, they come in by shuttle every day. Do you generate your own electricity on this ship? What do they think, an extension cord? But even funnier than that was a list I read last week about the complaints that cruise passengers have. How about this one? There's too many gays on board. Well, first of all, how do you know? Then somebody else complains that it's just too windy on deck when the ship is sailing. Another complaint about too many children. That passenger was on a Disney cruise. And this is my favorite. A passenger goes to the service desk and complains that the microwave in his cabin isn't working. Sir, we don't have microwaves in the cabins. Well, my cabin has one, and it's not working. So this agent says, well, show me. They go to the room, and the passenger's trying to warm up coffee in the safe in the closet. I can only hope he wasn't American. Neil Bortz Extra 1063.
Streaming across Georgia on the Extra 1063 app. This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 1063.
He says Iran has requested a meeting. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, and President Trump on Truth Social wrote it'll be tomorrow in Qatar, though an Iranian official denies that. The president also again posted, Iran will not have a nuclear weapon, and White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt just told Fox.
The president obviously wants to see the peace process play out, and the Iranians would be best to sign a good deal with the United States of America because the president has proven he's unafraid to use the might of our military.
Over the weekend, 60 members of Iran's Assembly of Experts released a statement saying Iran's nuclear rights must not be subject to discussion or dispute. This government body also threatened President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, saying they must be brought to justice.
Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv.
The Assembly of Experts speaks on behalf of Iran's Supreme Leader, Mojtaba Khamenei. This is the body that actually elects the Supreme Leader inside of Iran.
They keep digging through earthquake rubble in Venezuela, which keeps getting rattled.
Rescue workers still doing their thing this morning, which is dangerous because we had yet another aftershock.
Fox's Nate Foy in a badly damaged city. More survivors found over the weekend.
Rescue teams are on the ground from Virginia, California, and Florida. They're working with the State Department, and so is the U.S. military. 130 Marines are arriving here in La Guaira to help reopen the port so that badly needed supplies can reach the most devastated areas.
The number of deaths tops 1,400. Thousands remain missing. An uncontained wildfire keeps raging in Utah. It's burned 145 square miles. Another fire across the border in Colorado killed 3 firefighters over the weekend, injured 2 more. In Kentucky, as Fox's Tanya J. Powers reports, a drastically different problem.
Record amounts of rainfall resulted in catastrophic flooding and 4 deaths across Kentucky, prompting dozens of water rescues and evacuations. Governor Andy Beshear issued a warning for travelers on Sunday.
Bridges have been wiped out, entire roads have been wiped away, and there is still standing and moving water.
America's listening to Fox News.
We wouldn't be celebrating America 250 if it wasn't for a strong foundation set by the framers. Hamilton built America's financial foundation on sound money, later embodied by the gold standard. But we abandoned that discipline in 1971 and have seen inflation erode the dollar's value. What's the foundation of your saving? Is it gold or something that can be devalued? Hi, it's Dr. Ron Paul, and I encourage you to speak with my friends at Birch Gold Group about diversifying an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold. Learn more by requesting a free info kit on gold IRAs. Just text the word SHELTER to the number 989898. Let Birch Gold help you build your foundation with gold. Text the word SHELTER to the number 989898. Text SHELTER to 989898.
Can't stand the heartache. You may know Bortz is back, but not everyone else does. Tell anyone who loves America, Bortz is back on the radio in Atlanta, and his new home is Extra 1063. Listen to him now on the Extra 1063 app.
Lord, can't stand the heartache. From Winger. Winger's been the discussion of the show. We've had people talking about how much they love them or did love them, and people are like, wow, don't forget about the Kiss songs, Kiss, because we were making fun of 17 and the fact that Kip Winger would still need to perform that to get somebody to come see them in concert.
Sir.
What?
Why do you got to knock Winger in terms of, like, listen, I'm not a Winger guy, but if they decided to play their set list for like 30 minutes outside of 17, you could still get some people.
Could you? I mean, if maybe.
I had never heard of Winger until I played that song.
Yeah, I mean, you're young, so maybe you're not the prime example, but I just don't know that people are going to see a 65-year-old dude singing about she's only 17. I
It's
wouldn't.
stirred up a lot. There's been people in the YouTube chat talking about it.
Did they like it? Did they?
No, they were just like, I think it was Lee Lipinski. She was, I loved 17 when I was 17. I don't have any desire to hear it live at 53.
Yeah, there's something about it.
All right, I want to tell Leah this story.
Okay, here we go.
This is just between Leah and I. One time, about a decade ago, this company had a football kickoff party. And every year we would start off college football season with a kickoff party. And that year we had gotten an American Idol guy.
I remember this one. I remember the show. It was the Centennial Olympic Park.
And we have Philip Phillips.
From Leesburg, Georgia.
Which already, when you're doing like Philip Phillips, I don't know what the parents were thinking, but that's fine.
Yeah.
It happens, right?
Yep.
They actually requested, and he ended up playing home, both to start and finish.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
gonna make my way home. Yeah. You don't have a lot of catalog.
No, that's right.
When you're opening and closing with the same song.
No, that's right. 100%. There was one other song. Didn't he have one other song? Did he have one other song? Maybe not. Maybe not.
So
That's
you just played it back to back.
Yeah. No, you start with it. And a long time ago, early in Toby Keith's career, he would do the same thing. He would open with "Should Have Been a Cowboy" and then close with "Should Have Been a Cowboy." It's not that uncommon for artists that don't have
early on. Yeah, when you don't have a catalog,
bunch of hits. I mean, because you got to play covers anyway, so you're trying to win somebody.
And you got to play. You got to fill time. Like contractually, a lot of these are, even if you're opening for somebody, you got to do a 30-minute show. If you get a little bit more time, you might have an hour show, and that's rare. It's like 30 minutes. Can I play 5 or 6 songs? Well, let me drive it home. I'm going to play the song you know to start and to finish.
I just did a quick Google search. Philip Phillips hits. Gone, gone, gone. I don't know though. Dance With Me. Don't know it. Magnetic. Don't know it. Where We Came From. Don't know it. Miles. Don't know it. Home. I know it. That's it.
I just remember years ago, I saw Katie Tunstall. And
she's so good, dude.
She was the opening act for, I'm trying to remember who I went to go see, but it was at Chastain. She was the opening act. And when she busted into her one song from the 90s that everyone knew, people like jump up, and she suddenly, just in a mocking fun way, she goes, "Now you know who I am."
Yeah, that's right. She had Black Horse and a Cherry Tree.
Black Horse and a Cherry
and
Tree.
Suddenly I See was kind of half a hit, but I actually liked it better.
As you hear the hoo-hoo.
That's right.
And that's when everyone's like, "Oh, I know her now." It's like, it's Katie Tunstall.
We saw her open up, this is in the last 6 months, for Toad the Wet Sprocket. We went and saw him somewhere downtown, one of those venues downtown Atlanta. And she was so incredible, but she had to throw some covers in there to make. But the cool thing she does is it's just her. She brings a loopback machine, so she records the bits on the guitar. She records her loops.
Yep.
And then plays the song. It's very much like Ed Sheeran does, if you've ever seen him.
I saw, and this was now 20 years ago, the first person I ever saw that and who I thought really brought it to the table was Howie Day, when he would play acoustic shows, and he was the first guy I ever saw playing like college. Like, I remember seeing him at SMU playing like the cafeteria, and him setting up all of his loopbacks. And then that's how he would basically play with, a little bit extra in there.
That's right.
And that was the first person I saw. It's like 2000.
Yeah.
99, 2000.
Yeah. I want to point out our boy, Redneck Poet. You can find him at That Goat Poet. He wanted to remind us that it wasn't just Winger that had a questionable song. He said Kiss had that song Christine 16, which is correct. I said, do they still play it? Because Kiss had that's a catalog.
They can play whatever they want.
They play Well, but I bet they don't play it, is my guess. Because they have so many other they don't need to play it. No. You know what I mean? You're doing rock and roll all
if
night.
If that song comes up, you're like, what are you playing?
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, exactly. Especially with their age, too. It's just an age creepiness thing. And he said, I'm not sure if they play it. But my whole thing was that they have so many hits they don't have to play it, even if they chose to.
A quick Google search says that it still has remained in frequent inclusions in their set list.
So there you go.
Yes.
All right.
So Kelly Wallace pointed out to us that Kip Winger looked like he was 40 in that video. Dude, Kelly, he was 27.
Good Lord. Goodness.
Yeah. We looked it up. We did the math.
Winger.
We're like, he was 27.
Oh, Lord. God, and now that he's 65, she's only 7. I just don't know, y'all. I just don't know. Morning Xtra at Extra 106.3. Front Office Los is back with us today, and then out for the next couple days to go up to Minneapolis. Oh, no, Indianapolis.
Indianapolis.
Get my Appleses mixed up. To play volleyball because y'all came off a big win at AAU's down in Orlando. I know the girls are so thrilled, and I know people because we talk about it. So they want to know how they finished up.
Second place.
So good. Dude.
162 teams total in the 16 club division, which is basically third division in that age group. We're not a big team. We got one player over 6 foot, so it's not like. It's not like anybody was accusing us of the term sandbagging, that we're playing in a division lower than we should be. Because when you start matching up with other teams in other divisions, teams in our own division are much bigger than us. But we're really good. And the girls played that way, and we finished 13-1, lost to a team from Arizona, went 14-0. Lost a head-to-head matchup in the arena for the national championship. But the girls were elated. It was a great finish. And for the club, they've never, from what I understand, had someone who did that well at nationals.
I never finished that high before.
So we're going over to USAV Nationals, which is a tougher tournament. You got to qualify. You got to get a bid for it. We already did that, and so this is going to be another one of those who's who by the time we get this thing cranked up tomorrow.
The one thing though AAU does that I've never seen before is the trophy presentation or the medal presentation. Dude, it looks like the dadgum Olympics. It's the coolest thing I've ever seen. I mean, I've seen some cool presentations before, but nothing to that level. How big is that screen that they walk in front of?
I'm guessing that
I think it looks like 30 by 30 or something.
The size of the screens, because it's a multitude of them, I'm guessing they're 10 feet tall, and they're stacked
panel,
on top of each other, each panel.
Yeah.
It's a massive screen that they put out there. And maybe I'll end up posting it. I have it on a YouTube channel just as a link. But to see it, it makes it feel really big time. And considering that they had just, you get your heart broken. You're playing for a national championship, and when you don't get it, it's a bummer. But that stage and all the prop and circumstance that went along with it, I think the girls got over it pretty quick. Here's my giant medal. Here's my giant trophy.
This is really cool, something I'm getting to participate in. You are not far away from a winning texting keyword that you'll give to Kimmer this afternoon and win $250 extra cash that we're giving away here on Extra 106.3 Tug and Los until 10. I went and saw Bo Cephas this weekend, 77 years old, still rocking it like a dadgum hurricane.
How was Sammy Kershaw?
He was awesome. It was so cool. It was funny, at least in the area that we sat. So it was me and my brother-in-law and my son and his daughter. And then, Mike Key came with us. It was fun to hang out with Kiki, who's our promotions director here at Extra and over across the hall at 680 The Fan. And, we were singing along all the songs. But, I mean, I knew every song that Sammy Kershaw sang, every one of them. I may have been the only person in the entire building that knew every Sammy Kershaw song. You know what I mean? And there was even a couple of them. Like when he sang National Working Woman's Holiday, like I couldn't remember all the lyrics. He got to the chorus that I was in. There was a handful of them there. But for the most part, I remembered all the Sammy stuff. And he even played, because he was dear friends with George Jones, who's passed away, and he even did Greatest Country Song of All Time. He Stopped Loving Her Today, and he sounded amazing doing it. And he knocked it out of the park. And to show some balance, he did some Skinner. He did 3 steps, and it was just unbelievable, the whole show. And then Hank plays an hour and 15, man, and it is doorstep to doorstep, an hour and 15. It turned over. He was 9 to 10, 15. And as family tradition, which is the closser, of course.
Yes.
And
what does he open with?
He opened with oh my gosh. What was it?
Well,
maybe Born to Boogie, something like that.
It's got to be some up-tempo energy song.
It wasn't long. He got to All My Random Friends Are Coming Over Tonight, like 3 songs in.
Man, there's a part of me that would be like, I kind of want to start with All My Rowdy Friends Are Coming Over Tonight.
For sure, dude.
Is it just because it's the Monday Night Football song that maybe it just...
It's funny because he talked about it. He was like, I had this song, and Monday Night Football came to me and said, we're going to pay you a whole bunch of money. And I said, well, have at it. He said, but funny enough, he said now, alternatively, he only does 25 shows a year or something like that. I mean, he's 77. You're not doing 100 shows. He was like, they asked me to go play in Chicago. He was like, I was insulted. He said, they offered me $500,000 to go play a Chicago show. They said, Hank, it'll sell out in a minute. He said, I don't give an S. I'm not going up there. I'm not going. I'm not going to do it. He said, they were pissed, and I don't care. He's like, I'll play where I want to play, to who I want to play. In Alpharetta, Georgia, I want to be here. That's the reason I'm here.
That's awesome.
It was so cool. Yeah, he didn't say Atlanta. He said Alpharetta. He made sure he was very specific about it. So much fun, dude. It was a great weekend. Celebrating my son's 22nd birthday. It was just a very good time. We had fun. Now to the first thing to know this morning.
They want you awake, informed, and ready to fight for the facts of the day in the land of the free. Now your sleepyhead nation needs your wake-up call. A mighty dose of reality coming in strong. Soon as the sun cracks the horizon so high, man, we got the story, no time for a lie.
Did we fail?
Put a boot in your ass.
Yes. Quickly, can I give a country call out to John? Also, John sat on the in the area we did, and he had won his Hank tickets here on Extra, so it was cool to meet John too.
Awesome, John. Well,
country call out.
I'm glad that you got the Tug experience, and you were like, wow, okay, he really is a nice guy.
I try to be.
He tries to be.
We were singing along together.
He's a good dude. All right, let's start right here as Mayor Mom Donnie, Zoran Mom Donnie. Well, he was doing the tour. Did all the Sunday shows, and this is coming off his rent freeze policy, which, okay, let me just point something out, just because I'm a nerd when it comes to history. You know that I will kill some time watching a documentary. There are always moments over the course of history that when a tyrant is taking power, they will do little things to make them look like the common man. Now, for instance, when Chairman Mao, when he's in trouble after basically killing 40, 50 million people when they tried to redo all of their industries and they had their famine, he decided, I'm going to swim this river. Because first off, no leader has to swim a river. All right?
Yeah, right. What would be the point?
Tell me when Donald Trump strips down to the skivvies and jumps in a river to show you this is how athletic I am. It sounds ridiculous, does it not?
Of course it does.
This is what they do.
A shirtless Vladimir Putin on the back of a horse.
This is what happens. It's just showing you, hey, this is iconic. This is my power. Now, you could always tell me, well, here's Donald Trump in a garbage truck, or here's him at McDonald's. Okay, that's a campaign stop. That's
poking fun.
We're talking about a dude stripping down to get in a river to show you, I can swim this river. It's 8 miles. Watch what I can do. All right, Zoran Mamdani started off the pool summer in New York by jumping in his suit. Okay, you see what I'm getting at here? You try to come across like you're one of the commoners. You're not. You never are. In fact, what Mamdani is doing is isolating the property owners in New York, freezing what they can charge so that as their expenses rise, eventually they're going to have to sell out. Now, it won't be to some other company. It'll be to the state. It'll be to the city. And the city will now acquire more property that they can use for their purposes. That's the game. The attack when it comes to communism is on private property. So take a listen. This is Zoran Mamdani. He's doing the Sunday shows, and he's asked about the policies they're instituting moving forward.
And what these candidates offer is a vision that extends beyond the midterms. It extends beyond 2028. It speaks to what makes so many of us proud to be Democrats. It speaks to a vision that goes back to a New Deal understanding of what working people deserve. And I'll tell you that for too long, that kind of politics, you can only find it in history books, and we need to bring it back to the present day.
You know why you can only find it in history books? because it doesn't work.
Failed everywhere, and it will fail here too. Those buildings will be in disrepair. I said this earlier, and it's the truth. Tell me the Section 8 house that you would like to live in. I mean, is there one? Is there an area that you think it would be, that'd be the one you'd like to live in? Of course not, because the government isn't good at running anything. I mean, basically, Los and I have this about the federal government. Protect the borders, leave me alone. That's it. That's the expectation. It doesn't take a big old government to do that. That's why it's good that Donald Trump has shrunk it to the point where it is, since the late 50s and into the 60s.
The size of the federal government.
That's right.
As far as the employees.
And it's a good thing because government isn't good at much. Protect the borders. Leave me alone.
What do we always say that the government is really good at?
Blowing S up.
Blowing S up.
And we are.
Nobody does a better job of blowing S up than we do. Comes to getting your mail, can be a little sketchy.
Might not get it.
Might not get it. You might get disappointed on Prime Day. Sometimes that happens, even with the regular consumer-based stuff out there.
We sent a birthday card 3 years ago. Still hadn't got. We made the mistake sending it in the mail. We ultimately just canceled the check, because it had been gone for 6 or 8 months.
So you get that end, and that's happening out of New York. Let's move over to Texas.
Oh.
Now in Texas, what I will tell you is there's a very strong left-leaning Hispanic vibe. And these are the people that are looking to consolidate manual labor. We saw it in California years ago. There is a portion of that in Texas. And so that's what you're getting. And so when it comes to James Tallarico, they're lining up behind him and saying things that are not going to be helpful. Listen, it gets a stir for the crowd. Okay? Like you go to a WWE match and somebody starts pointing at their crotch. Everyone's like, yeah, all right. You can't do that in regular society. Well, the Democrats in Texas have not figured out that talking about what James Tallarico is talking about is not helping him. And so they shouldn't echo it. But unfortunately, not everyone's gotten the message.
Next time they say that James is trans, we're all trans.
Are you now?
We are.
When they say James is a gay tofu-eating vegan, we're all gay tofu-eating vegans. And when they say James is going to hell, we'll say we're all going to hell. But joke's on them.
Is it?
Benjamin Flores. I'll just tell you that, remember, in Texas, with a large Hispanic population, they're also pretty faithfully Catholic.
You could hear on that last one, they were all a little hesitant to cheer.
We're all going to hell. They're all like, we're all going to... What the...
But joke's on them.
He's like, we are all going to hell. It's like, this is not El Guapo, okay? It's not Who's Still Here.
I just don't know, man. I don't know if that's going to motivate.
Should have ended it at we're all trans. We're all vegan. Dude. Again, this is Texas trying to stick a toe into this stuff with their Democrats.
Yeah.
All right? But they're
going to try it everywhere, dude.
They're showing up different places.
Try it everywhere.
I'm just saying that in my home state of Texas, it ain't going to fly. It's not going to fly.
We each have this inner light.
There's just some that I can't be in the same camp with.
Dude, that's it.
It's Carville telling you that.
How about James Carville sounding like a conservative? I can't be in that tent with them either, James. And you and I don't see eye to eye on anything. When we come back, winning texting keyword extra cash on Extra 1063.
If you listen to Extra, share it with a friend. It's how we grow and how we can reach everyone in the Atlanta community that believes in the American way of life. If you value the station, help us grow by telling someone about the Extra 1063 app.
All right, I'll say what you're thinking. Christmas in July? Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but neither does this. Because this isn't a clearance rack. It's our Solomon Brothers collection. Diamond essentials, tennis bracelets, earrings, everyday pieces done the right way. And for a limited time, all of it 31% off. So don't analyze it. Don't wait. Just come in. Solomon Brothers Christmas in July sale. 31% off everything.
Did you know you can add renewing your driver's license or ID card to your grocery list? The Georgia Department of Driver Services now offers self-service kiosks at select Kroger and Publix locations. From renewing or replacing to updating your address, the kiosks will issue a temporary paper license, and you'll receive a permanent card in the mail. Skip the line and save time by adding your driver's license renewal to your grocery list today. You'll even get a $5 discount on your order. Visit dds.georgia.gov to learn more. Sponsored by the Georgia Department of Driver Services.
Professor positions offered by Spelman College in Atlanta, Georgia. Teach courses at the undergraduate level in economics research methods, econometrics, and thesis research seminar. Please submit resume to faculty jobs at spelman.edu. Reference job ID 9472815. Again, please submit resume to faculty jobs at spelman.edu. Reference job ID 9472815.
Hey, Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House, and now the thought of the day. There's only a few things that a safe from the Safe House can't protect you from. The biggest one is socialist Democrats trying to steal elections. Does that really happen? Yes, it does. So for real security, drop by the Safe House and let us show you how to protect your hard-earned valuables from theft and fire. We are the exclusive Browning and Fort Knox safe dealer in the area. That's right, we're the only ones. So don't go unprotected. Go to AtlantaSafehouse.com. That's AtlantaSafehouse.com.
Your yard, it stresses you out between the watering, the seeding, the weeding, and mowing. And no matter what you do, you're never satisfied. Have you thought about artificial turf? It's low maintenance, pet friendly, and looks amazing all year round. ATL Turf Co. is Atlanta's top choice for artificial grass installation. Let them build you a custom golf or putting green, outdoor kitchen, or pool deck. They even specialize in custom concrete and stonework. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at atlturfco.com. That's atlturfco.com.
I'm so sick of all these cheesy lawyer billboards. You might be too. If you're injured in a car crash, you don't hire a lawyer because they're sweet or strong or the biggest. You hire a lawyer who is recognized by their peers as one of the top lawyers in the state. You hire a lawyer who's going to listen to you, fight for you, and has the case results to prove it. That lawyer is me, Bruce Hagan, the people's lawyer. I've been proudly selected by my fellow lawyers as one of the top 100 lawyers in the state, and for 21 consecutive years as Georgia's super lawyer. Hagan-law.com, Hagan-law.com.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines.
It's Monday, June 29th, and here are your headlines. Democratic Socialists are expanding their efforts after major primary wins in New York City. Backed by Mayor Zohran Mamdani, several far-left candidates defeated established Republicans, and the Democratic Socialists of America now say they're targeting races in Colorado, Michigan, and Wisconsin as they push to grow their influence nationwide. MARTA says it has transported nearly 1.7 million riders during Atlanta's World Cup events. Officials say the busiest day came during the Morocco-Haiti match when more than 220,000 people rode the rail system. Another World Cup match is set for Wednesday as MARTA continues its expanded service. And finally, police in Riverdale are asking for your help as a vulnerable missing child advisory remains in effect for 6-year-old Ramon Jett, who disappeared on Friday. He was last seen around 11:30 and noon wearing a green shirt and camouflage shorts and is about 3 feet 5 inches tall. Deputies say the child is nonverbal and may be unable to ask for help. Anyone with information is urged to call 911. Today's weather will be a mix of sun and clouds with a chance of a stray thunderstorm throughout the day. It'll be another hot one with a high of 96 and a low of 76. Your Extra 106.3 headlines, I'm Bryce Gobert.
Tug and Los until 10 here on Extra 106.3. It is time. The time is here, Los.
Oh, here we go.
Extra cash. Oh! What will you do with your extra cash? It's $250.
Buy a bald eagle.
Yeah, that's right.
Actually, I think
that's right.
Buy a ticket for the first 5 minutes of a World Cup match here in Atlanta.
Which is kind of what Bryce has done in a similar fashion.
I'm going to be there the whole time, not the first 5
minutes. But similar fashion, that's what I said. But, I mean, you could do a nice dinner out, $250. Maybe concert tickets. Maybe you go to an amusement park. Maybe you go to the zoo. I mean, it's going to be a long weekend. We got Friday off. in celebration of America. Maybe there's a, I don't know, a cooking class you'd like to attend. Maybe you want to learn how to make sushi. I'm just going through things that you could do with $250. Cooking class is usually about $150 for a couple, and you would still have $100 left to do whatever you wanted to. So we've got all kinds of things that you can do. Your winning texting keyword, you will give it to Kimmer this afternoon. Your winning texting keyword for this extra cash, for this $250. The winning texting keyword, independence. Remember the word independence. Kimmer will ask for it this afternoon. Independence is the answer when he asks for it. And whoever gets in there first is going to get $250. What have you found over there, Les?
Oh, I'm just looking at some of the other stuff that's out there in the world, and nothing as good as a free $250.
Oh, well, yeah, none of it. Without
none of it's there.
We've got plans for next week, too. We jumped the gun a little bit here on the show sheet anyway, because I've got my transcripts.
I'll put a hand up. That's on me.
No, it's all good. We've got my transcripts from Dalton State College. They came in. So I want to get them out to Los and to Bryce. That way they can study them. And then that way maybe next week.
Okay.
We can, because I want to make sure that everybody has a chance to digest them.
This needs to be proper pomp and circumstance. We need to have production.
Well.
We need, part of it, and I don't know if you can prep it this way. If you were to make a couple copies and mark out the grade.
Oh, and you have to guess?
Well, no, because what I would like to do, the way I'm envisioning in this.
Okay, all right.
And again, I'm working here. I go to the lab. I try and figure out the best way to do this.
You hear the beakers and the bubbles?
I'm thinking that it would be fun to read the class name. The syllabus is online. We can talk about what that class entailed. And then we can kind of guess. Now, you're the only one who would know the answer.
Well, I didn't clearly know many of the answers.
From a grade perspective.
Now that I've gone through, even the classes I thought I did pretty well in, I do all that well.
Every now and then I have, probably like once every 6 months, 8 months. I don't even call it a nightmare. I have a dream that there was a course I forgot to take. And I still have the degree, but I'm being told, listen, granted, but you got to take this class. And it's always a random class where I'm thinking to myself, I don't remember any of that stuff. What am I going to do?
No idea.
How am I going to prove that I still know anything about that?
Man, I wouldn't be able to.
So it's not that you have to be able to answer the stuff now.
Oh, I wouldn't. There's no concern. There's no concern about that. I wouldn't be able to.
Because if I was to build this, if I had a little bit of prep time, I would.
That's why I want to scoot it out.
I would also take
maybe mid next week,
like a sample question from a course similar to that, sure, and see how Tug would handle a sample question.
I mean, I'm all for it.
I'm not talking anything complicated, nothing crazy.
No, but I'm just saying, if I made a F or a C in a class that I was relatively studying for, can you imagine what I might do 30 plus years later? It doesn't seem like it would go all that well, but I'm all for it. I'm definitely in to try. Maybe I'll impress somebody, including myself.
All right, I am asking AI just to take an entry-level college history course.
Mm-hmm.
And just to ask, okay, so what's like a sample question? So, for instance, one of them is identify and explain the significance of the Magna Carta.
That's where that was the original, document where individual rights came from.
Okay, and now, as the basis of that, you would be able to then explain the importance of it and how it led to modern Western society. Okay, no problem. How about describe the triangular trade and its impact on the Atlantic world?
Triangular trade, that would have been Europe, America, Africa. Am I right about that?
Yes. Yeah. As far as the goods and services and the
absolutely.
Trade, yes.
So what's the question then?
So these are samples of short answer identification.
Okay, yeah.
That are common in quizzes and midterms. This is I'm asking, I ask AI for a typical question from an entry-level college history course.
Better than I thought.
So
at least I have some running knowledge of it a little bit.
Now, can you get some for below beginner entry-level math?
No, that's embarrassing. That's gonna be tough.
I'll give you one. How about now? This is a discussion. This is not a right answer or wrong answer. what was the New Deal? Was the New Deal a success or failure? Support your answer with evidence from the 1930s.
Well, they would tell you the New Deal's a success. I would go back and question if anything good came out of the New Deal.
And this is Tug without any problem on this. So what I'm thinking is if we just have a handful of these, just because it'll be funny when we're like, okay, listen, Tug could still tell you about this 20 years later. That's why he aced that class. That's why he got an A.
I didn't get
That's why he got a B. That's why he passed.
Yes, there we go.
That's why I got a C+.
C+. That's better.
There might be some.
I thought I got an A. I really did. I was convinced of it.
There might be some where 20 years later, he's got the same answer. It ended in how it ended. So that's why I'm like, I'd like to prep this a little differently.
I love it. No, that's what I was saying.
I think we would have a lot of fun with that.
I do too.
And maybe, since we are going to be, how long are we doing our 250 giveaway for? We got it all this week?
All
next week.
All this week, next week. Yeah.
So as we get into even next week, maybe as we get into this, we provide the word at the end just so we can then basically say, listen, if you sit through this with us,
I love it.
We will pay you off with the 250 word.
The
go from there as part of that.
Winning keyword.
And that word, it'll be like the final question on the quiz.
That's right. Dude, I think, see what I'm saying? Give Los time.
Just give me some time.
You want AI production or you want me to come up with something?
Ooh. Yeah, I think an AI production would be funny.
Okay.
But the whole key to AI, and this is what I've learned from now messing with this all the time. You realize how hard it is to get bullets for love?
Just adding the prompts in there because you have to continually ask questions
and you got to rewrite lyrics and present new discussion points for AI to then create a song. And sometimes the songs are awful. They don't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Bullets for Love turned out to be so wonderful because we just kept putting in more and more random things. Like, Bryce, do you know Bullets for Love at all? Okay, so because this was like a year or two ago, maybe 2 Christmases ago.
Yep.
If you look up Bullets for Love, what we did is we created, using AI, a handful of songs that were all about Kimmer and Kimmer's experiences. And one of them was, there's a man who he thought he only had one more Christmas to live, but the doctors tell him he's healthy as a horse. He has plenty, but he had spent all of his money already. And so now he had to give Christmas gifts away, and instead he gave away bullets to people.
Because that's what he had.
And how that made all of his coworkers.
Oh, here we go. Let's go.
Thought it's 3, but now it's 10. Presents for years, where to begin? Bullets in a stash, he's got a plan. Gifts for his crew, he's the man. Friends just stare, they're all confused. Kimmer's love gets misconstrued. He's got the gift, na 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 na. Bullets for love, na 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 na. 10 more years, he's feeling alive, but they don't get it, no matter how he tries. He's got the gift, na 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 na. Searching for her, na 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 na. A nice girl spoof about what he gave. Kimmer's heart's a bullet wave.
So yeah,
we got a little breakdown in there, some keys.
And so he's trying now. I think like in the next verse, he gives like a girl a bullet in a ring case.
10 more Christmases in this town. Hands out, Animal says it's from me. Friends back off, think it's free. Dreams of a gal to share his days.
There it is, a gal to share the days. I love it.
A bullet gleams where diamond should. She bolts fast, misunderstood. He's got the gift.
So yes, Kimmer gives bullets away to his coworkers and women he's interested in, and they're really intimidated because it seems like a strange thing to give people.
Unless you know Kimmer.
Right.
And then it's a perfect gift. Like, it's a wonderful.
Like, normally it'd be an insult if somebody, like, wrapped a single bullet and gave it to you.
Maybe so.
Like,
or,
hey, you might need this.
Wrapped up a damn cat.
It's going to be stuck in my head of the rest of the day.
No, it's because it's genius. It's so... Winger, knocking it out of the park. That's right. Knocking it out of the park. Winger, if they're looking for a new song, because they can't play 17 anymore because it's gross. He's 65.
So I get it. If you're going to do an AI production, just know you got to keep molding
massage
it. Yeah.
I'll let you. Do you want to make it or do you want me to make it?
I don't know. I feel challenged here. But I like when you do stuff too, because then here's the problem when I make it. Then I don't laugh at it anymore.
That's fair.
Because there's a reason why I will tell you here, I sent this to you, don't play it for Tug. So you laugh at it first, but by the time you hear it on the air, it's not doing the same thing.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you got to get the initial reaction.
Okay.
That's what you're looking for.
I'll come up with something.
Okay.
All right. I love the fact that you're trying to dive in. Let's do it.
Yeah. I'm just suggesting that if there's something you don't like about it, feel free. Like, mess with it some more. Be like,
Tweet.
Can I create a Bullets for Love?
I'll probably do what I did with Friday File. I'll probably make one my own, and then I'll do an AI one.
Okay.
We'll compare.
And let me tell you, dude, the Bullets for Love is one of those that, I mean, it's probably been the most popular thing we've ever done.
It's one of them where people are like, Bullets for Love, man.
Yeah, I know, right? People still ask about it. Well, occasionally somebody will bring it up in a reference.
Who is that band?
Yeah.
Where did y'all find them? And they sang the song Bullets for Love?
Yeah. It was like an ABBA knockoff or something. What was
The Look Rockette is
Yeah.
what it
Yeah.
Yes. like Roxette.
Like Roxette. That's right.
And all they did was sing songs about Kimmer.
That's right.
There's also a Kimmer show Lady Gaga in here that I'm worried about playing.
I don't. That doesn't jump off the page at me. Bullets for Love is
Bullets for Love
gold
is
standard.
Yeah, that's the one that'll stand the test of time.
I mean, if it weren't for Bullets for Love, you wouldn't have like the First Thing to Know songs. I mean, that's
True.
all that they all kind of.
We started learning.
Each other.
Yes, we started learning. We were like, can we do this? You would never get to First Thing to Know Toby Keith because AI in 2 years has now gotten to the point where we can actually emulate voices.
Actual voices, yeah.
Which makes it really weird.
For sure. Well, I mean,
So
these days.
who should we try and emulate?
Next? Winger,
You have
probably.
Tug singing.
I do have Tug singing.
Yeah.
I have Tug singing a couple songs.
Something to keep in mind. I'm not listen, it's
I'll come up with something.
You be creative. It's your party.
I like it. When we come back on Extra 106.3, how long before they don't let Biden speak in public anymore?
Real quick, Kimmer just texted me. He said he's got lots of ammo.
He's got lots to do. There would be nobody. See, that's why the song makes sense.
Plenty
That's why
to
it
give.
works. It wouldn't matter if he doesn't have gifts, PlayStations,
Gifts of ammo for all of you.
But he's got gifts for ammo. He's got for days.
Doesn't intimidate one of your coworkers one bit when you tell them, I've got ammo for all of you.
Everything. Everybody's like, oh, great.
Here's 9mm.
Just, yeah. Absolutely. He's got plenty of rounds, for sure. When we come back, not letting Biden talk anymore. On Extra as we wrap up. The Morning Xtra.
Extra 106.3 Sports, powered by 680 The Fan.
Good morning. Here are your sports headlines for Monday, June 29th. The Atlanta Braves finished up the West Coast road trip with a 3-2 loss yesterday afternoon at the hands of the San Francisco Giants as the Bats remain afraid. The team gets an off day today before opening up a homestand that begins with the St. Louis Cardinals at Truist Park beginning on Tuesday night. The knockout round in the World Cup is underway. The U.S. men's national team will play Wednesday against Bosnia-Herzegovina. As for today, Japan and Brazil will kick off. That'll be the 1 o'clock start. Germany and Paraguay get things going at 4:30. Then tonight, the Netherlands plays Morocco. With your sports headlines, I'm Carlos Medina.
Why should you sign up for a maintenance agreement with Central Heating and Air Conditioning? It's so simple. You get priority service. So if anything happens with your HVAC, especially now that it's real hot in Georgia, you're at the front of the line. You get those seasonal tune-ups come out twice a year. That way you prevent breakdowns from ever happening to begin with. You get that efficiency that will benefit you in your power bill once it just is oppressively hot. And some people would say it's already that. I don't think it is, but I know a lot of people who do. So there's just some of the reason. But what if I were to throw in another reason to work with Chuck and his team at Central Heating and Air Conditioning, their 6th annual Christmas in July benefiting Skyland Trail right here in Atlanta. They do incredible work helping people facing mental health challenges get real and lasting support. They've been giving back as a company to the community that they serve since 1947. They're a second-generation, locally owned company here in Atlanta. Central services all makes and models. Doesn't matter what you have, they can help you. And you're not a number. The only thing that's a number is the phone number, and I'll give you that in a minute. You're part of the family. You'll see the difference when they're inside your home and the way they treat you. 770-GET-HEAT, that's the number. 770-GET-HEAT, centralheat.com. Carrier products, carrier warranty, carrier peace of mind. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, delivering carrier comfort for the world we share.
You know what you get back when you call the Trusted Toolbox? You get your time back, you get your family back, and you get your house back. No more spending weekends fixing loose doors, drywall cracks, or that list that never ends. With our handyman for a day, one skilled professional shows up, knocks out multiple repairs in one visit. Everything from drywall to ceiling fans changed out, painting, trim work, and so much more. Stop working on your house every weekend. Call the Trusted Toolbox, get your time back, and get it done right the first time. Book your appointment today at thetrustedtoolbox.com.
This is Tom, the honest car guy, and we got a surprise call in from a customer of ours, Travis, out in Jefferson, Georgia. Travis, good to hear from you, buddy. You want to tell a little bit about the experience you had with me at the honest car guy?
The whole experience, honestly, was one of the smoothest car experiences that we've ever gone through, meaning that there's no pressure. There's no runaround. It's just straight up honest service. The price that you guys present or find for you, that's what you are going to pay. And you just get a great deal. I've been educated to a newer process of the car dealership game. You guys have not come in and you're setting the benchmark for how car dealing and car buying and car selling really should be.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Summer is here, and hopefully vacation is on the horizon. Whether the beach or maybe you're more of a mountain person, you've planned and saved in order to take some much-needed time off. You planned your vacation. Shouldn't you plan your retirement? You planned for a week in the sun, but have you planned for decades of golden years? Master Plan Retirement works with you to create a holistic, comprehensive retirement plan in order to offer the one thing your time off needs the most: peace of mind. From income and growth, tax strategy, legacy planning, and more, Master Plan Retirement walks alongside you to help ensure your golden years stay golden. Schedule your complimentary consultation today. Visit masterplanretire.com. Master Plan Retirement Consultants. Plan well and prosper.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Extra 106.3 is celebrating 250 years of America's freedom by hooking you up with an extra $250. All this week, lock into the Morning Extra from 6 to 10 a.m. for our daily keyword. Then join the Kimmer Show from 3 to 6 p.m. to listen for the cue to call. Be the first caller to give us the keyword, and the extra $250 is all yours. That's an extra $250 to be free of high gas prices or to go buy a case of beer to celebrate our independence. Freedom lives on Atlanta's most patriotic station, Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
We just gave you that keyword, so this afternoon you'll be able to use it with the Kimmer to score $250 in extra cash. I hope you were listening. I hope you got it. And I hope you win this afternoon on the Kimmer Show. And then tomorrow you'll have a chance to win here on the Morning Extra, because Kimmer's going to give you a keyword this afternoon. Morning Extra at Extra 106.3. I want to tell you about something that's happening with our sister station, The Fan. They do it every year. Broadcast from Northside Hospital, Peachtree Road Race. Heath and Westy along with the Georgia Power Street team, broadcasting on the race route at Mellow Mushroom Buckhead from 6 until 10. Cheer on your friends and family, neighbors. Take a break during the run. Enjoy complimentary Corona Premier samples as we celebrate 250 years of America and the Peachtree Road Race. That is with our sister station, The Fan, 680 and 93.7 FM.
It's not as good as the year where our former coworker, Brian Hoyt, decided to do the Peachtree Road Race, and he was drinking beers and smoking while he was on the route.
How'd that go?
I mean, he wasn't fast. That's what you're asking.
Yeah, well,
I would not want to be doing that this year. It's supposed to be like 100.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough.
Good. Well, at least you get some cold beers, I guess. But I can only imagine just seeing just what I know about Brian Hoyt. He just looks like he belongs in some, like in the outtakes of a movie or something, you know? Just everything is always so outlandish and funny and fun. He was one of a kind. I know. I mean, you obviously worked with him longer than anybody. Just a record setter, that guy. A ball of creativity, a ball of chaos, all rolled into one. Fun times with Brian Hoyt.
Best thing on his Twitter is he has it. I think he has it pinned. Is the rain delay show
with Sal?
Oh yeah, the way
with Sal.
Yeah, with all the ways to get out.
Yeah, dude. We go back. My son and I still to this day go back and listen to it occasionally, just to physically.
It's the funniest 10 minutes of radio.
Dude, it's like nothing I've ever heard. So good.
I will tell you, the only thing that I think is in comparison was the last thing he did before he retired from
calling it a day.
He had the argument over whether or not getting waxed was any sort of issue, because he told his wife, like, stop being a baby, and she scheduled a waxing for him before they were going on vacation. Like, they were heading off to Mexico for, I think, like 4 or 5 days, part of a company trip she was on. She's like, oh, you think you're tough? Why don't you get waxed? It did not go well.
Oof.
In fact, I think one of the funniest moments is when he asks if he's bleeding.
Oh God. So it wasn't just his back and shoulders.
Full body wax?
He did like Brazilian or something?
So this is nether regions.
Yeah, it's like a Brazilian wax.
Yeah.
I think that's what that is. I'm pretty sure. Almost positive.
And as she put it, she's like, most of her clientele that are men are strippers.
Oh, my Lord.
So he got the stripper treatment.
What is a male Brazilian wax called?
It's a good thing you do it on your personal life.
I know, no, but it's on the, I mean, if it's on Wi-Fi, your company Wi-Fi, they can track it. There's alarms going off. Michael Ron gets got a phone call.
Right now he's like, what are they doing?
What the hell's going on? And they call it a manzillion.
Okay. He got a manzillion. Hoyt versus the wax.
A manzillion. Okay. Yuck. Wow.
I do wonder if I still have, like, I know I have it some. Oh, yeah. Okay. So if you go to, of all places, frontofficefootball.net, all right, that's my personal site where I normally have all the draft stuff and everything else. If you go over to audio and click on stuff, right at the top is 12 and a half minutes called...
This is a Chuck and Chernoff special report. If you don't listen to this, you could get an STD. A bad one.
We shared this herpes.
I got a text, Charles, last week. I was still on my vacation.
Mm-hmm.
I was on a boat.
All right, we have a limited amount of time here.
I got a
fast forward like to 4 minutes in.
We're on the fly here, so you'll feel just pardon us, but it's going to be good.
I'll hear something that'll frighten me, and I'll turn it back. I heard butterfly, and I.
So are you on a table?
Honestly, I'm being changed like a baby. How about that?
I feel awkwardly like Chuck. Just the anticipation of what you're about to do feels so unnatural to me that it's freaking me out.
Los, I'll tell you the other thing that surprised me: 4 dudes in one day. I didn't think this was much of a dude thing.
She went on to say they were male strippers.
Okay, and you are not.
The gut gave it away. Thank you. So then she had to clean the special area. Is the wax hot? Oh God, is it happening right now?
I'm putting powder on you.
Oh, just powder.
This is just powder.
Okay.
I've cleansed you, and now I'm putting powder.
I've been cleansed, and now it's powder. So do we just do small talk in here? Is that what we do?
It's, you're paying. What do you want to talk about?
So that Ukraine thing, that's kind of, that's intense, huh?
Breathe in.
Did that happen?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Don't be dramatic.
You didn't give me a heads up or anything.
I said breathe in.
Oh, God, dude, this is awful.
That was more painful than the other.
Oh, wait, couple of things.
I didn't know what to talk about, so I brought up Ukraine. Yes, I didn't know what to talk about.
Is she attractive?
Yes, she was very attractive.
I appreciate y'all talking. That lets me know I can turn the volume back up now. Okay, I'm really on the sidelines here.
Her being attractive, does that make it more difficult?
Did not change anything because of the pain. You didn't think of any of that.
All right, that's what I was getting at.
You were about to say, does it make it harder? And you said, you know what? It's more difficult.
Dude, when you saw me, I stopped. I edited myself. I should deserve a medal for that.
So the problem is, I was informed ahead of time by Lisa that you need to.
Lisa's his wife.
When you get waxed anywhere, you need to let the hair grow out. It can't be very thin. And so I did. The problem is, if you let it grow too long, the wax becomes difficult to take off, and sometimes she has to pull like 3 or 4 times.
Yep. Turn on and stop. Don't move. Breathe in and out. You moved, and then I lose grip. You gotta stay still.
You gotta stay still. Okay.
But it does get better, like less painful, because what hurt right there, because it got stuck to the other side, and when you moved, I lost my grip.
Okay.
Oh no! But when the more you do it, the thinner your hair grows, and it won't grow this long unless you wait like a year. So it won't be as painful.
Was she so? First of all, I like her bedside manner.
Yeah,
she's got
that's
that
awful.
voice.
Oh my god!
If you ever want to check that up, frontofficefootball.net.
There's still another 5 minutes left.
It gets worse. I'm telling you, it gets more and more painful. Yeah, when you get in the car and you want to check it out,
dude, I'm hurting.
Yeah, Hoyt gets waxed, and it is again the Peachtree thing was funny. The Rain Delay show is funny. For my money, that is the most awkward and hilarious thing that I've ever heard.
Awkward, and I can't listen to it because I was physically hurting for him.
So that was my last day as a full-time member of Chuck and Chernoff, and this is when I talk about the ridiculousness of COVID, because we had someone get COVID in the office. They named me as a close contact because I spoke to them outside at a company event. And so I had to spend the entire week at home doing the radio show, including my last day on the show. I'm actually down in the basement doing the show with no symptoms, no issues, nothing at all.
So silly.
And I'm just like, America, you've gone full-blown idiot.
So about this Ukraine thing.
It was the start of the war. It was the start. He was like, about this Ukraine thing?
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Dude, it's so bad. So bad. I've had the back wax before. Good.
Oh, no.
Yeah, in comparison, I mean, it's like I didn't do anything. I wouldn't even bring that up to compare what Hoyt went through.
He basically had the baby's bottom treatment.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah.
And again, my favorite part.
The manzillion.
He says it later. Am I bleeding?
Yeah. Oh, my God, dude. Unbelievable.
He started bleeding.
Oh, God. Dude, that makes me want to throw up. Just the thought of it makes me want to throw up.
It ripped the hairs out so hard that he started.
Dude, cleaning up dog poop doesn't make me throw up.
Yep, doesn't bother
Baby
me.
poop doesn't make me throw up. Cleaning the toilets in the Navy or at the house doesn't make me throw up. None of that. I mean, there's very few things that make me like want to gag and throw up. Hearing that made me I'm still to this point right now, like my stomach is uneasy, like I drank milk that's been sitting in the back of a hot car.
Go. So gross. Go check it out.
Oh, I don't think I want to. I don't think I could listen to the rest of it, dude. That was self-preservation. I think we're good.
There's like 5 or 6 more minutes, and it just keeps getting worse. It does.
I love Chuck. He's like, nah, I can turn my headphones back up.
So what happened?
I think he's like me.
He would turn, because he had it on YouTube, he would either turn his headphones all the way down, or he would just take them off. Because it was too much for him.
Oh, my God.
After the first like 30 seconds, he's like, no, it's too much. I can't handle it.
Oh, my God, dude. It sounds awful. And the fact that he would be willing to put himself through it is amazing.
That was going out on top.
Dude.
Or on bottom, actually.
Yeah. There you are. Getting very clever as we wrap up the Morning Extra. Here on Extra 106.3, Los is going to be out. Headed to Indianapolis with the girls, wishing them best of luck. And hopefully y'all get not second place this time. Second place is amazing. But first place this time. We'll be pulling for the Gores.
Get up, damn it.
That's right. Get up, damn it, and go win. We'll be pulling for you from back home here on Extra 106.3. Glenn Beck's up next. For Los and Bryce, I'm Tug. Y'all come back now, you hear?
just headlines on your ride to work? It's the Morning Extra, live from 6 to 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, only on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Need advice on getting things fixed up around the house? No matter how big or small that project is, we've got your answers. Listen to us on the All Four Seasons Home Show presented by the Trusted Toolbox. Join Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage Entry Doors and Windows, and me, Chris Lalamia, your favorite handyman from the Trusted Toolbox, as we tackle all the issues, fixes, and honeydew projects around your home. Join us every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. or grab the podcast anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.